Niners! The legendary offseason continues. Spring is here. Clocks are throwing back this weekend. Spring is in the air. The boys of summer are getting ready to play baseball. And pretty soon we'll be singing once again, homegrown alligator, see you later. Gotta hit the road. Gotta hit the road. Don't get me acting stupid. Fam. This is why I said, going into the Super Bowl, our season, what we're used to, it got extended. So pretty soon we'll be back in OTAs before you know it, and get ready to get back and get that revenge. No, Tom Brady won't be involved. I ain't lying. Don't talk to me about that. Anyway, headline news of the day is this: 49ers wide receiver Marquise Goodwin involved in trade talks. You probably already heard about that, right? J-Dub, Jimmie Ward, suggests 49ers should stick with Tavarius Moore if he isn't re-signed. What? Who does that? Dub, apparently. I was blown off my chair. What? So, Dub, let me... Listen, the 49ers don't want to cut Keese, and you already know this, but could trade him to another team. And Kyle mentioned that earlier a few weeks ago. According to Ian Rappaport, he reported today that Goodwin has been discussed in trade talks per sources informed of the situation. And Kyle said what he said, but you didn't know. I thought Kyle also said he's going to bring Goodwin into camp, let him compete and see, what's up. Apparently not. And there's reasons for that, of course. Keese played 9 games in the 2019 season, as you know, before going on the IR with that knee injury. He had just 12 catches for 186 yards and 1 score in those 9 times he was out there playing. We saw him on special teams once. That's what Kyle does to people who he's had put in this doghouse. We also seen Matty B out there jamming down the field to make a special teams play. Since the big Keese breakout season of 2017, when he narrowly missed having 1,000-yard season, documenting 962 yards, he hasn't been the same, and injuries and personal matters have kept Keese off the field for many, many stretches. So still, his world-class speed, though, fam, you got to know, is marketable, and he can be an NFL asset when he is healthy, no doubt about that. I've already said and gone on record as saying, in that Super Bowl, had Keese been in the game, he would have ran right past Sanders and been in that end zone waiting for that one. You know what I'm saying? So, and including the entire secondary of the Chiefs, we got to have a breakneck, bust-butt speedster. I don't know who's going to be, but we got to have it. It works. And especially, it implements Kyle Shanahan's system extremely. The question is whether any team is willing to part with any assets for a player who has missed 12 games over the past 2 seasons. Goodman is set to earn a base salary of $3.95 million in 2020 and $6.45 million in 2021. Now, that's a tradable contract this year if another team wants to gamble Keese staying healthy. That's the bottom line. And people aren't willing to give up stuff, getting a guy that's going to come in there and play 3. You've only been out there for the snap. What's wrong with you? So they don't want to go through all that. Niners would save $3.656 million in cap space, or just $1.25 million in dead money by releasing or trading Marquise Goodwin. Now, Debo's brilliant emergence gives the Niners some confidence to move on from Keese. And KB, contrary to what Big Show believes, is another player who could see more snaps in 2020. Fam, for those who are continually cutting Keese, thinking it's going to help sign this guy, Sanders, and whoever else, he's not in that equation. Keese is on another kind of contract. 49ers going to sign him. Although I'm kind of surprised they haven't signed him already. But yeah, he's probably, Keese probably says, you know what? I was like, I'm sorry, Kendrick. All right. I get called on every mistake I make nowadays. Kendrick is going to probably get signed sometime soon, probably before the deadline for sure. But the 49ers have rights to him that he can't really escape anyway. Former second-round pick Dante Pettis, of all our favorites, of whom was about, I'm kidding, we all agree is talented, but and anyway, he's rumored to be entering a make or break season after a disappointing, and to say the least, and ridiculous 2019 campaign. Trent Taylor hopes to return to form after missing the entire season due to injury as well. But with Trent Taylor, apparently, I don't know. If he comes back, is he going to be able to stay with us? Trent seems to be susceptible to the impact of the NFL. I don't know. He was a tough guy, and I don't know. He may go. You know what though? This is how it goes. Everybody thought Dub was made out of glass, and he was for a while. Eric Armstead, he was also another glass man. They both. Well, Eric put in 2 years in a row, nonstop. Nobody paid much attention to 2018, but the dude was one of the best players we had on the defensive line. Eric comes in and plays one season, expects to get paid. No, he's played 2 full seasons. One of them, he was like the best run stopper we had. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, we're talking about the wide receivers. The Niners have a good young core, but lack a stabilizing veteran presence currently under contract, which is likely one of the reasons why Shanahan's insistence that the 49ers wouldn't be outright cutting Marquise Goodwin. With Emmanuel Sanders hitting free agency, the Niners are in the market for a veteran starter and could also dip into a deep draft class at the position. But if you do that, you've not improved your situation as far as a veteran presence. Now, have you? Maybe we can call, Debo's in his second year. Maybe we call him a veteran presence. You do need those guys. I'm joking. Because the fact of the matter is, Sanders came in, and did you see the night and day difference from the time he arrived in our entire receiving corps, except for Dante, of course, which is really making me mad. But beyond that, Debo really just surged. KB all of a sudden became clutch. I mean, it's just weird. So you do need a vet, but I don't know. You could bring in Taylor Gabriel, but I don't know. And Kyle, I'm probably thinking that way because Kyle needs speed. He really does. Moving on, hey, Jimmie Ward now is among the players who the San Francisco 49ers have to make a decision on before March the 18th, when the starting safety is scheduled to become a free agent. Can you imagine? After all these years, Dub has finally gotten to that position. And I was reading about the Eagles are hardcore. They're serious. The Eagles had a lot of trouble in their secondary last year with big plays. They think a guy like Dub could actually alleviate that situation. You know, he can. There has been speculation that the 49ers might use their first draft pick at the number 31 overall selection to replace J-Dub. 2 names that come up are LSU safety Grant Delpit, of course, which a lot of us have been saying a lot of bad things about. There's some people who do not want no Grant Delpit on this team. Boy, and Alabama safety Xavier McKinney. So, he's really active on social media. He's been taking all this in. He offered his opinion on the possibility of the 49ers adding either player to replace him on his IG account. You check that out? Quote, if you draft a safety in the first round, the 2 names y'all keep throwing up every other day, just know you can't use them how our defensive coordinator used me the past season. This ain't nothing but pure truth. Any argument you got about anybody, anything, if you ain't down with this, you don't know what you're talking about. Dub ain't gonna lie about this. Best bet is to draft a coverage safety in the later rounds to get a steal. Stick with Timor at safety if they don't sign me back. Unquote. I tell you what, I believe that's the gospel truth. See, here's somebody else says, well, the 49ers are going to make a choice between Kowalski T and Jimmie Ward. And you go pick Kowalski. Listen, Kowalski can play, because some people think Jimmy belongs in the box. Kowalski can play both in the box and over the top. But make no mistake, Jimmy's the best one in center field between the 2 of them. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see if there is indeed a bite on Marquise Goodwin. If not, Goodwin could be cut. And there's no point in bringing him into camp and let him try out knowing you're going to cut him anyway. The 49ers won't do that to him. They just won't. I just don't believe it. So he'll walk for free if he doesn't get away in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, whatever it is. The amount of time you can make that deal, right? Scary, yeah. What's going to happen to Dub? I don't know. They don't have enough money, fam. I guess we all know it, don't we? Dub knows it. They ain't even talking to him. And they should have started talking to him by now, right? Either that, they're going to go out there and test the market and see how much he's going to get and match the offer. And all they got to do is do that because Dub will come running back home. He doesn't want to leave the 49ers. If he leaves, it's a cap casual situation. Yes, yes, yes. Khalil Young, what's up? I'm sorry, Matt S. Hey, he says, shout out from Bend, Oregon. Hey, Matt. And go Niners. Khalil Young says, what up? Let's talk. Free agent starts next Sunday. Yes. Mr. Block Eyes 2 says, hey, at third job, waiting to listen to the show. One love. Don't want to lose players, but it's all about getting our revenge to a band together. Also, keep my dude Breda, Go 49ers, another guy that they're going to have to make a decision on. And from what I'm reading, they are. They've already signed, and they've already pretty much signed Wilson Jr. Wilson Jr. How many mistakes did Wilson Jr. make all last season? If he made any, you can count them on one hand. You ready? We'll wait to go to there. And Kelly also says, I don't know if J-Dub will be back. I believe safety could be a position we addressed during the draft. I still believe we still trade down in the first round. And, hey, John V., we do need some young fellas to replace the old line. May as well take advantage of the veterans that are there. And that's a good point. Before Staley leaves with all that knowledge he has, do you know that Staley only had a few pressures last year? He didn't play the whole season, but Staley has still had a stand-up year. Oh, Mr. Block, I said, oh, hey. Yeah, we just did the third job thing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, hey. Oh. Hey, what's going to happen with a wide receiver situation? Is Goodman going to get traded? And also, are we going to throw a party for Dub, or are we going to keep him here with us? And, it's just really, I'll give you my opinion later as we go do the show. Because I want to match him, don't see what you talking about first, you know what I'm saying? Mel, get on in here with your Garden State self.
Bang, what's good? What's good, Ronbo?
Mel, some of the things that you and I probably think a lot alike on. Marquise Goodwin, I think, is a valuable asset. And as far as I'm concerned, some of the drama in his life has been quelled. And I'd love to see him back out there, at least try out. The 49ers, rumor says they're going to get rid of him right now if somebody calls in and says, we'll give you this and that for Marquise Goodwin. And then, of course, you got J-Dub. Boy, I love me some J-Dub. You notice I've been loving J-Dub for years. I've been defending him and talking about people arguing me down in the dirt. No, J-Dub club. But, Mel, your feeling on these matters?
Get Marquise out of here.
He said it's so cold. I feel like I've been bee-slapped. Bam! Woo! Mel, so no sympathy whatsoever.
None. All we've been hearing about is how we need speed. Kyle needs a speed guy out there. Marquise is one of the top speed guys, one of the top 3 in the league at that position, man. But
True.
It's not translating to success for him. And I think a lot of that has to do with his headspace, man. He has a lot going on in life and doesn't know how to multitask or manage things like that. So
that's true.
I mean, I don't think that's something that's going to change at this stage in their life,
I know, right? Make it worse. As people get older, they start to pass away, and he'll become unplugged. And you feel bad about it, but still, you got a club.
Definitely. No, I don't condemn him for that, man, because I'm a family first guy myself.
Mm-hmm.
So family over everything for sure. But when you have a job, you have a job. So I have a job. Most of us,
got responsibilities.
Are old enough. Right. So you have to understand how to multitask. You have to understand how to keep everything in their proper basket. And I'm not trying to sound cold toward his family situation and toward the tragedies that happened, because they are tragedies. And I'm more sensitive toward those because I lost children before, more than one. And it's not easy, man. It's not easy, even with miscarriage. Some people, think that, that's not a baby, it's not a child,
No, not after
because
9 months, because
it
you've been
wasn't
enduring it.
born.
Yeah.
Right, wasn't born, and that's just not true. From the moment I found out that, my lady was pregnant, I'm expecting a baby, so it hurt when my baby passed away. But ask me if I stopped working when it happened. No, I couldn't, because I still had a family to take care of. So, that's just one of those deals. So I feel bad for Marquise. I love Marquise. When I say I love him as a person.
Same here.
Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm under the weather. But, yeah, man, I love him. But at the end of the day, it has to be a team first type of deal. And he's not good for the team. He's just not good for the team. And,
And if he's not going to be out there applying that speed, our offense is still going to struggle. But,
right.
What about J-Dub? Was that a noble move on his mark? I mean, what do you think about that?
That was a chess move.
As you think so?
That was a chess move. Definitely a chess move. I love Jimmie Ward, and I'm a guy. I'm a Krosky guy too. But I think those two, as far as our success, I think they're a package deal. I think both of those guys need to be back there. You saw what happened when Krosky got hurt, and just the rapport that they have and the way that they work together. I think it's
They've been playing since they was kids. Yeah, so that's been developing forever.
Right. I love J-Dub, and I definitely want him to come back. So I think it was more of a chess move than a noble act. What he posted and everything. I'm just trying to kind of put the bug out there, because all of us as fans, we have opinions and everything. So he's hearing the opinions, and he's like, yeah, basically what he's telling us is, yeah, all of that stuff that you guys are talking about, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. So, you might as well, shut up at the end of the day. All of these people you're talking about to replace me with, no. What y'all need to be doing as fans, you need to pressure this organization to give me my money. So I think that's more along the lines of
Look at Mel. Mel's interpreting for us here. And it makes sense, too. If they're not bringing me back, start Tavares. You don't need to be drafting nobody. God. And it takes Dre to talk about Delpit. Mel, what do you think about Delpit, though? Because you played the position. Man. You've been back in the back. You know what's up. Is Delpit worthwhile?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not one of those draft guys, Ronbo. I think that I'm not going to say the draft is overrated, but the draft is overrated. You never know what you're going to get with these people.
You said it.
You just really don't.
It's shot in the dark every time. Guys look glorified in school and come out looking like poo-poo in the NFL. Right. We've seen it too many times.
How many times do we see it? We see it every single year.
Every year.
There's draft busts all over the league, guys.
We got two right now.
That's a fact. Speaking of, get rid of Sullivan Thomas too, man. Get him out of here.
and his nephew Dante. Boy, both of them. I just need some more heart out of Dante at least.
Get him the F out of here.
I know. With Solomon, he's trying his best.
Talk about? Did you hear that? Did you hear that Boone is trying to come back to the Niners?
Yeah. I posted that up the other day. I was trying to get opinions on it. It seems lukewarm. Some people think it's a good idea. Some people do not want to revert back to the past. I said, no, it's not a revert back to past. He's lost a lot of weight. He ain't ready, so.
I think that's why he's ready. He lost a lot of weight. See, when he played with us before, under Harbaugh, we had that power offense. Where
that's right. He needs to be athletic. Good point.
But
Mel, we got to start up again. We'll be back Sunday, okay?
No problem, my bro. Hopefully, I'm feeling better by then too. I got the flu.
Yeah,
so.
man. Get in bed, relax, and let that sleep. You can sleep that stuff
now.
All right.
No doubt. I got to work in like 3 hours. So.
Oh, that just yes. Okay. And make sure you get plenty of rest in there somewhere. All right, Mel. Yes, appreciate you, fam. Talk to you later.
Right, man. Bang, bang, 9 again, Ronbo. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, Mel. Always appreciate your contributions. Talk to you later. Okay. Listen. All right. And Bob Klein, Kansas City says hello. I think we'll meet again next year. Oh, this is the thing about, you got to hear this for a long off season and into the next season. All right. Thanks, Bob. Yeah. Anyway, Niner Rich, give me an experienced safety. Mark me in that category, too. I don't want guys coming out there learning on the job. Tavares Moore does start. Dub's right. And don't be starting no dude back there that hasn't learned what he needs to learn. Tavares wasn't even fully ready last year. He probably is now, though. And that, Matthew Wagner says, I am with you. Debo is our vet wideout. Get the ball to him a couple times in that fourth quarter. Oh, Matthew, don't get me started on that, man. I'm still mad about that. Kyle, and the parade would have been held in the proper city. Amen. Get the ball to him, Kyle. Give the ball to Debo. They can't do a damn thing with him. Oh. Anyway, Big J, we need to trade Witherspoon. So I ain't gonna add nothing. Big J said it. Mark Duncan, what are we really getting for Goodwin? Maybe a fifth round and a cap relief. Would you take that? Well, that's a good question. That is a damn good question. Let me run that by Lee. Hey, Lee. Lee. Lee, the Kiwi. Lee. And, okay. Hey,
Yo, Ronbo.
there he is. Hey, Lee. Lee, man, we're talking about the Goodwin and also my boy J-Dub today. And Mark Duncan just says, what are we really getting for Goodwin? What is the value in trading him? Would you rather have just a fifth-round pick than nothing? You're going to get the cap relief if he walks anyway, right? Those few bucks in dead money. But is it worth it? He's always got his hip-hop. Lee, we're going to run out of time, Lee. I hear your point.
Yo, what up, Ronbo? Yeah, no, I remember the other day, I forgot I was going to say something about the whole Marquise Goodwin thing, but I don't even think he's worth worrying about, Ronbo. Like, you got people talking about the whole Garoppolo and trading for Brady. At least Garoppolo is doing something. Like, Marquise Goodwin just isn't producing, and it's not just last season, This is an ongoing thing, and it's time to move on from Goodwin, Ronbo. Like, yeah, you can't rely on him. He's showing that, The only time he really was good, Ronbo, is when he had no competition around him, When he first came over. And, since then, he's just fallen down and down and down. The depth chart and other guys have, got in front of him and actually showed they can play. Like Kendrick Bourne's a perfect example of that.
I'm listening.
I really don't see the point, and trying to keep him. If we can move him, if you can trade him, you trade him. There's guys in the draft we could draft that could be, bigger,
no matter what pick you get, right?
Offense.
It's you might as well get it than get nothing.
Yeah, and you're also going to save the salary cap, and that's something we've got to be really careful of now with the contracts and the guys we've got to re-sign. So I think it's a smart move if we can get rid of him, especially if we can get a draft pick out of him.
Mm-hmm. And maybe you can find a sucker. Well, not a sucker, but maybe you can find a team. You can get a fourth-round pick, if not even a fifth round. Oh, let's be realistic. You can't get a fourth-round pick from Marquise. People don't trust him. He's going to get hurt. He's going to have a disaster because they keep coming up. It's a tough one.
Yeah. He also got you got to remember he's 29, so he's nearly coming up to 30 years old. And we're building for the future. We're building, ahead, and he's probably not going to be there ahead. So you got to think about the younger guys. We can, get better and move them up to higher levels. Whereas he's pretty much already peaked. I don't think he's going to get any better. You can look at his production over the last 4 or 5 years, and he's really just been on
declining the whole time. Yeah.
So, Then you move to the other two big guys, which are Armstead and Jimmie Ward, Ronbo.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because we don't necessarily Armstead. He's out. We already talked about him, but Lee, you watch college football a lot. I'm getting opinions tonight of Grant Delpit and Xavier McKinney. And if Dub does leave, do you bring him in for Tavares to train him or them, whichever one? Or is there somebody in the draft that you know about, because you watch this closely, that we could get maybe in the 5th round?
Well, to be honest, Delpit's like my favorite pick. If he falls to us at 31, that's the pick. I don't even think you blink. You just take him, Ronbo. He's that good.
So you agree?
He was like a top 10 guy a year ago. Yeah,
Delpit.
You take him. If we move on for Jimmie Ward and Delpit's there, that's the pick. You don't think
no
twice.
brainer, huh?
That's it. No brainer. Yeah, he's got everything to play that position in our defense. Ronbo. He's 6'3".
Mm.
He's fast. I really wanted to see it at the combine, but I don't think he needs to. But I thought he would have ran just to boost his stock. But that's good for us because people didn't get to see him work out. So he could fall to us now, which is even better. So but he's got everything. There's a few other guys. There's that Winfield. Will be there probably in the 2nd round. There's a lot of good corners this year, receivers, as you know. Yeah, he's good too. But yeah, if Delpit's there, I think you take him. I think McKinney, one of those two guys is going to go really high. So hopefully it's McKinney and hopefully Delpit drops. But you don't think twice about that pick.
Yeah, and LSU turns out some great secondary products. You know what the thing is, though? The 49ers, if they're coming down through the draft, they're watching. They pull the trigger on a deal. Maybe Delpit gets taken out at 20, 18, 19, 20. McKinney's already gone, right? Now you go ahead and make that move for the trade down, right? If you're going that route.
Exactly.
I really see them wide receivers a huge possibility because they're going to look at 3 or 4 options. Top offensive lineman probably is in the mix too. So you're doing 4 guys. You're talking about secondary defensive back, wide receiver, O-lineman. If that huge monstrosity that ran the 5-1 is available, and the 49ers at 29 see it's not about to pick up, they're going to get him.
Yeah.
Hey, Lee, can I ask you a quick question, Lee?
Yeah, bro, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jack.
It's your boy Jack. It's your boy Jack, also in the UK, man. What the hell is in your cup of tea tonight, Lee? Are you kidding me? Delpit? Did you know that he has missed over 20% of his tackles? 20%.
Nope. Can I reply to you, Jack?
All right.
Go
for
Jack.
it,
my man.
All right, Jack. You got it.
I'm an LSU supporter. I'm an LSU supporter, Jack, and I watched this guy for years. I watched every single game he's played. You probably don't know, but he played the entire year injured with pretty much on one ankle. Secondly, who won the best defensive back in all of college football this year?
Who? Was it Delpit?
You know who. Brian Delpit.
And Ed Nesbitt says Delpit misses tackles. Okay, you know what? All right, Lee, we're out of time.
Lastly, real quick. I just want to say this as a world-renowned free safety expert, Jack, with Jamal Adams.
Yep.
All right. And my man
Where's
with
my
the
flag?
Chargers. You know what I'm
Throw
saying?
the flag on him.
I'm telling you,
15
do not
yards.
get a
Jack.
safety.
All right.
Yo,
Jack, you're coming up next. Can you let
Jamal
me
Adams
finish?
was my favorite pick in 2017, and we can't afford to miss. If Delpit's there again, this is going to be the second Jamal Adams we miss. I'm telling you.
Ooh. Now, Jack, I know Jack likes that. Lee, I'll see you Sunday, all right, if you get a chance.
2 days, Ronbo. Thanks.
All right.
Shout out to the Empire.
All right, Lee.
Oh, I love hot debate. And there he is. The Big Show intervenes with Delpit misses tackles, not fluid, comma, tired hips, comma, dealt with injuries, comma, to shorten his profile. He's Eric Reed, comma, 2.0. I love it. Okay, so Jack, the court is open on Delpit. You want to go ahead and continue your defense or your offense against Delpit? Prosecution.
Lee, this is to my brother Lee and everybody else. Quit chasing the unicorn that killed JFK, everybody, okay? Don't fix something that ain't broke, okay? Jimmie Ward's our guy. We did the same thing after we lost the Harbaugh. We got rid of, we didn't franchise tag Deshaun Golson, if you remember. And then what happened after that? All the chemistry went off. Everything went sideways. But, the guy that found you, Jamal Adams, the guy that found you, Derwin James, and put his hands up and said, you know what, this guy's even better than Jamal Adams, but they're both just right there in their own way at the top. This year's safeties are not the guys that we want. And they're not going to be better than Jimmie Ward or Tavarius Moore. So I don't understand why people are trying to get something and trying to gamble on something at a position that is so vital when you got a guy like Tyreek Hill, who's probably going to be in the Super Bowl again, that ain't going to be able to stop him and know what to do. If you understand what I'm saying, Ronbo.
Well, now I do. Now, Jack, what is the alternative? Are you drafting anybody at 31? I mean, what are you doing with that? You trading it down or what? Jack? Lee must have snuck up behind him. Guerrero Marquis, my man. I like the shirt of Montana. Is the wannabe the GOAT coming to the Niners? Oh no!
What the hell's going on, man?
I don't know, Jack. All of a sudden you disappeared. We thought Lee got you. So, Jack,
no.
You heard my last question, though.
Listen. Yeah.
Okay, I said,
Jimmie
what are you
Ward,
doing at 31
Jimmie
then?
Ward, I'm getting a wide receiver or a cornerback, whether it be Shenault, Ayuk, or Mims. One of these top guys. Whether it be the homeboy from TCU, Gladney.
Don't forget my boy
cornerback
Mims.
Position.
You know what?
Lee, you got your boy Mims and everything.
Yeah, you know what, Jack? You got a good point. You know why? Because whoever you bring in at wide receiver is going to be added to a group now that could be invincible. And you got to worry about Trent Taylor, and also we got to worry about Hurd. So, this is really...
Yeah, and I told you guys before, franchise Jimmie Ward because he's more injury-prone. I like Armstead as more of a consistent player without getting injured. He played most of the year
2 years
without getting injured.
So
give him the long-term contract and put this guy on the line because I actually think, inside feed everybody, that Jimmie Ward was slightly hurt, but he knew this was a contract year, so he slightly played hurt, which I think he's going to come back even better next year, but he does get hurt a lot, But Marquise Goodwin is a guy that really scares me. I see something in his eye, Ronbo. I just think that this guy is going to do it this year with his newborn and everything going good on his side. He's a guy that I think we should not trade.
I have the same feeling. He's got to be inspired.
Get rid of all these. But, you know what I'm saying? Do not, whatever you guys do, get a safety this year unless it's in the later round. That's your boy, Jack. I'm gone, baby. Shout out to Lee and everybody else.
All right, fam. Appreciate it, Jack. Talk to you later. Now, you've heard from Big Show and you've heard from Jack. You see, Delpit's not getting any high grades. And Dre, if Delpit was to say, can I come over and I'm starving, can I get something to eat? Dre would let him starve to death. Dre!
Hey, y'all have some bad rules. I don't want you. Like I said, Antoine Winfield Jr. or nothing. I know what Antoine Winfield Jr. is. I know his lineage. His dad was a Pro Bowler. One of the first Pro Bowler, one of the first cornerbacks to ever record over 100 tackles and 3 interceptions. I know what Antoine Winfield is made out of. It's in his bloodstream. We already got it. We already got a product of his environment from Nick Bosa. So from Nick Bosa. So
Dre, your mic.
That's just my guy.
Dre, get into your mic. You sound distant.
Hold on. Like I was saying, Antoine Winfield or nothing. Antoine Winfield Jr. or nothing. It's in his lineage, man. He comes from, his dad was a Pro Bowler. One of the first cornerbacks to have over 100 tackles and 3 interceptions.
It's in the DNA.
I mean, we have a product of this environment, and his name is Nick Bosa. I know what I'm getting with Antoine Winfield. Put it like this. Take Antoine Winfield Jr., who was playing with Minnesota, who was ranked in the top 10 for a long part of the year. He's the guy that if you watch the Penn State game, when Penn State was ranked number 4 in the nation, Antoine Winfield Jr. had a forced fumble, he had a sack, multiple interceptions, and he had a pick 6 in the same game. Put Antoine Winfield Jr. on LSU, and you put Delpit on Minnesota, and see how much Minnesota's defense struggles because of Delpit's missed tackles. I don't want to hear anything about. He played on one ankle. I don't want to hear anything about. He played on one ankle. Look, If your ass can't produce, sit on the fucking bench. Don't come out here and play.
And embarrass
Because
yourself.
people ain't
And
gonna
you stop.
want to hear that injury shit.
Yeah,
If
people
you ain't healthy
won't
enough to play,
understand.
no. If you ain't healthy enough to play, don't play. So that's just my personal opinion on it. But I really wasn't feeling that Jimmie Ward post. This dude is. Do you know how much money he has made since 2014, Ronbo?
A whole lot.
Jimmie Ward he's made $19,943,000. You know how many good seasons we got out of him? One. For you to be sitting back on your ass tweeting like, oh yeah, y'all if y'all ain't gonna resign me, let Tavares Moore. Hold on, Negro, you just had one season. You ain't Mr. Provo, Johnny. Huh? I mean, what your bridge is getting too big for your ass? Huh? We're gonna have to bring you back down to life, Jimmy. Check this out, man. I love you. You're great. You're a great defensive back. But bro, look here. Play your position and keep your mouth shut. Because I think you might have just walked your ass up out of this locker room, bro. That's not something good to post. If you're gonna post anything, post, man, we're working on the deal right now. Hopefully I'll be a 49er. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. He's probably not working on a deal right now.
I mean, hey, hopefully I'll be back as a 49er. I don't really, I hope these young guys get drafted and they come into the NFL and they be successful. But as far as, me, I'm the best guy for this team. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear, well, let Tavares Moore, or if you ain't going to resign me, these other guys ain't going to work. Hold it.
He might not. He didn't say anything about Winfield, though.
Yeah, man. I don't like kind of like the bravado or the message that sends, man. I mean, yes, I'm the one who said I want Jimmy back because I know what he brings. We know what we're getting with Jimmy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We know exactly what we're getting.
Yeah, I know.
We're getting
I agree.
Somebody who's going to be the last man standing. He's not going to miss any tackles. He's going to save touchdowns. He's going to have big hits. He's not necessarily a ball hawk. But he was ranked number 28 in one of top 100 PFF. He was ranked high, so he's a great player. But just don't. That's not the right message that I want to be hearing, man. It doesn't sound like It doesn't sound like, hey, I want to repay you guys for paying me $20 million for giving you one good season over the last 6 years. He just sounds like, man, if y'all give me my bread, I'm gonna be back. I'm not with that. I just really don't like that. I don't like that.
Do you wonder though what he's asking for? And with J-Dub, I got a feeling it's more to do with length of contract.
I guarantee you. Man, Ronbo. So he got his base salary this year was $6 million. He got I think he got $2 million of incentives, right? Probably from making it, probably from not allowing so many big plays, going to the playoffs, his workouts, his practices, staying healthy, and going to the Super Bowl. So his base salary was $6 million, but he made $8 million last year if you look it up. So he had $2 million worth of incentives in it.
So Dre,
so it's just like
$36 million over 4 years with $20 million guaranteed. Wouldn't you sign for that?
I'm not giving Jimmie Ward no motherfucking $36 million. Excuse my French.
Because I'm thinking, you give him $9, average $9 per annually, and guarantee a certain amount.
No.
How much would you give him?
Jimmy, I would give him $24 million. I give him $24 million for 3 years. That's $8 million a year. Guaranteed 19. Guaranteed 20 at the most.
But you do that, you're guaranteeing he leaves up because somebody's going to offer a lot more. But I got a feeling that he'd like to stay with the 49ers. Robert Saleh loves this guy, as does everybody on the staff.
With those type of messages, it really doesn't sound like it. It sounds like he's after a check, and you've been making real good money, bro. Hitting $20 million for one good season is that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. And speaking of Marquise, love you, but you're a mental midget. We don't need your services. I'll take the 5th round draft pick. You take that $10 million that he's going to get over the next 2 years. You give somebody like Kendrick, who's actually earned his money. You give him 2.5. Then you bring Taylor Gabriel and give him 3.
Yeah, so, see, I figure that's what Kyle knows. He's got that option. He's going in that direction.
So, yeah, man, give Kendrick his payday, man. Give him, give him 2.5. Or you know what I'm saying? Or even if you want to do it, give Kendrick a 2-year extension for $3 million. Get him 1.5 a season. fully guaranteed, because I think he deserves it. And bring somebody in like Taylor Gabriel and give him 3.5. You know, that's you still got, what is that? So that's 6.5. So you still got 3.5 left. So you can spread that out amongst some other guys that we, you know, are trying to sign and bring back.
And provided
So
they don't outbid. But yeah, but Drake,
man. I love you, Marquise, but you got to go.
Yeah, easy, because these things are going to continue to happen. All right, fam. I'm going to see you Sunday, huh?
All right, bro.
All right, Drake.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the TNT Fed, man. Trey Trez, Big Show, Jerry Fresh, Russo, Shay Lewis, man, all the guys. Let me get back in this movie theater. I'm at the movies with the family, man. I'll holler at you.
All right, Drake. Get back to that movie.
All right. Yes, sir.
I wonder what he's watching. Hey, you know what, chat, I want to know these, because I don't watch college ball. Put on a chat, who is your safety, if you got to go there, Delpit versus Winfield or other? I'm really curious about this. Lee came in, sounded like he knew exactly what he was talking about. Jack comes in and says objection and goes on in his direction. What do you think? And you know how Dre feels about Delpit. I'm wondering, is Delpit being overrated here? What's going on? Hey, I have Phil. There's a guy. Hey, Phil, come on in with the chill. There's a Phil. Actually, we're not overly excited tonight, though, so I guess we're okay.
I'm not a big Delpit. I'm not a big Delpit fan.
Okay.
He shies away from tackling.
Uh-oh.
You know, he goes side to side, but he does not have any dog in him.
Oh, you cannot be a safety unless you got it. You got to be a man. You got to be an animal.
That's my point. I mean, I just don't see it with him. He dropped off this last year too, you know, partly because of injuries, but also, you know, he had a better year before, so that's kind of scary too. So,
God, and you see that through college ranks all the time, and it's strange. College kid looks great one year, and he falls all the way off the next year. Matty B was like that at Georgia. Awesome year, and then all of a sudden he couldn't play. That's why he didn't get drafted that last year. Strange.
Well, you know, I'm in the camp of signing Jimmie Ward and drafting someone like Mims. I'm leaning towards Mims.
God, the guy
for wide receiver, and I think him and Debo and Kittle, this would be
tough
weapons for Jimmy G. So
and he's got that speed that I need. Ooh, God.
He's got speed. He can run the whole tree. He's got quickness. You know, at first I was a Jefferson guy, but then I heard he's just primarily a slot receiver, and we don't need that.
That's Debo and Taylor territory anyway.
If he's available.
All right.
If someone's to offer a 5th-round pick, I'd snatch it now.
For Goodwin?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just get nothing.
I would call Belichick and say he owes us for Trent Brown.
He does. You know?
He does.
Belichick does it for one season.
Trent Brown was worth maybe a 2nd or 3rd round pick.
Easily.
And he got him for like a 6th round pick.
Oh, which is what we got him. That's how Trent Baalke picked him up. Was it 6th or 7th? I think it was 7th, Phil.
I don't know, but
yeah.
But you know, I would call Belichick and say, hey,
yours
5th rounder for Marquise, you owe us one. You owe us one.
And Phil, and can you hear Belichick? All right, well, let's discuss also about bringing Jimmy back to New England. You've heard about the rumors. Let's go ahead and make that real.
No, go sign your TB12, man.
Hang the phone up. Because, Phil, quite frankly, I really wonder if Belichick, what is he thinking these days anyway? Because his team needs a lot of work. So, yeah, he should give us a pick. And his wide receiver core looked like crap last year. So you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I would call Bill up and say, hey, you know, we got this Marquise guy, and if you want to go Dante too, we can up it to a 3rd round pick.
Because we had to spend a 2nd round pick. Give us 3rd or 4th, because Belichick will man him up. He'll come in there and Belichick will straighten him right out. But Belichick's like a Marine sergeant, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But anyway, that's my thoughts. I wouldn't go safety. I would go wide receiver. They're the best athletes right now.
Yeah.
Value for the pick.
Yeah.
Unless we trade back and then be able to get maybe a wide receiver and a corner or a safety, something like that. But
because the thing is, Phil,
we'll
why would you
see.
go into a candy store looking for dishwashing liquid? Because this year it's all about corners and wide receivers. So, you get the thing that's most plentiful. And safeties, how many safeties is this class loaded with safeties other than the two names?
There's only a couple. Really, there's only a couple.
McKinney, yeah. So
McKinney, but that's about it.
No. And he's
but there is a lot of corners. There is a lot of corners, and there are a lot of wide receivers that you could trade back and maybe get one of each.
Ooh.
And
they say you could go third round, Phil. They said third round to get you a quality wide receiver. Jesus Christ, really? So there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, you could trade back your first-round pick, get a high second, and maybe a high third, and then get those couple of players,
Phil,
in the fold. But
what was that year? Was it OBJ's year? What was that year where receivers were just no, it goes back to Sammy Watkins that year. There were so many
I think that was OBJ too.
It was him, right?
I think that was OBJ.
There were so many high-quality receivers in that year. Man. And they say this year could equal that. So, you pretty much got to get one of them. We'll see.
Yeah, and then you can get rid of Marquise. I like keeping some of the receivers we do have, and
and Phil, here's the thing: Dante Pettis, they're going to bring a wide receiver in no matter what. And I don't know what round it's going to be in, but they're going to bring one in. Dante is going to have to compete against the new kid coming in. That's it. They already said it. Hey, make a break, Dante. Poop or get off that pot. That's it. So,
well, I think if you could get rid of Dante or Marquise and just off them for a late round draft choice, and then package some of those fifth rounds to move up into the fourth or third.
That's a nice.
Then
nice
you got
package.
something going.
All right, Phil. Great stuff as usual.
I mean, it's all up to John and Kyle and what they think, but
Adam Peters. And
I wouldn't go Delpit. Mims
right.
is the guy I'm thinking.
I like that too. All right, Phil. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, Ronbo.
Good night, fam.
Okay, take care. All right, bye.
There you go. Let me see what the voting is going like here. I don't see any Delpit's names. No Delpit. Oh, over here? We got it over here? Okay. Okay, Che Martinez. He does like Delpit. And John V says Delpit cannot tackle. And McKinney over Delpit, according to Niner Rich. Lee, I don't know. The jury seems to be all the way in, and it doesn't look good for Delpit. Kay Hendricks, it's Kay, my student who's away at school now. Kay, you must be working hard. We haven't heard from Kay in a while. Thanks for the contribution, Kay. He says, we need a dominant wide receiver that's over 6 feet and a speedy cornerback. Upgrade the offensive line, and we're back in the bowl. Trust Jimmy in the front office, and hashtag screw Brady. I got no problem with that. He's not, I don't want to hear about that story about him loving Joe and everything. It doesn't matter. We're busy here. And Sharon!
Ronbo! What up?
Sharon, we're looking at the Marquise Goodwin situation, and quite frankly, we all love Marquise. It's nothing personal, but we feel like we can't.
This is business.
Yeah, we can't afford to go through another drama.
Business is business.
Yeah, it's
He
really
only
hard.
played 9 games. He only played 9 games, and then the rest was excuses with his family issues. His head was not there.
Yeah.
My feelings is trade Marquise and get a 3rd-round pick. Then go back, trade Dante for a 5th-round pick. Trade Dante.
Wait,
then trade
Sharon,
Witherspoon.
wait. You can get more for Marquise and Dante?
I think so. I would say so.
There you go, Dante. This is how we feel about you. You've got to pick it up, Dante. Stop dragging butt.
Dante didn't care when Kyle pulled him out of the game. You saw him over there playing like a kitty cat.
I know, right? He was
didn't
just as
care.
happy as could be. He
He
looked
was
just content.
Yeah. So I would trade Marquise and Dante and see if we could get a third-round pick and get a good wide receiver who can do everything and that is really fast. I don't like Dalton because, you know, I was watching some of his highlights and he does miss tackle and all this and all that. I was watching all that. I think we should go for Nims because he's fast, he's quick, and I think he would fit in with Kittle. Because if we put Kittle out there, Jalen Hurd out there, and Nims out there, that would be a good combination right there.
I like him. He's already said he's willing to block. Bring me in. If you want me to block, I'm going to block. You want to catch the ball, I'll catch the ball.
If he blocks, then that'll give Kittle an open space to catch the ball and make some touchdowns and see Kittle get some touchdowns instead of blocking all the time. That'll give Kittle the speed to go into the end zone while he blocks. And then if he doesn't do it, then you got Jalen Hurd over here, pass me the ball, and then we go into the end zone.
It's all about it's continuity, and you guys got to be stuck together like glue. You're right. It's one big part.
Business is business. I mean, Marquise wasn't there for his teammates. He was always had something else to come up. It was like, I know family's important, but I would pick my family too. But, you know, you got to multitask, like the first caller said. You got to put everything in the basket and do everything all at once and not just put one thing in the basket and just keep doing that. You got your responsibility and your job over here too.
And a lot of guys depending on
your job and your priorities over there. So it's time for Marquise to go.
Oh, I just feel so cold. Yes, I just feel so cold. Poor guy. He's really suffered, but then again, the team suffered. And I mean, you know, it's a hard world. The team is suffering, but just give Jimmie somebody better than Marquise that will be consistent and reliable. Exactly. So that way, you know, they wouldn't have to worry about somebody making excuses like Marquise did all year. I mean, that's not fair to the team. Well, I tell you, it's a whole hard choice, but that's the way it goes in this game.
Trading, Jimmie ain't going nowhere. I mean, if you can, call Belichick and say, hey, we got Dante, we got Witherspoon, we got Solomon Thomas open. You know, you do know which one, so which one of these guys you want.
Sharon's got a garage.
Pick one.
You got a garage sale going, I could see. Well, listen, okay.
Yes, let's make a sale, make a deal.
Sharon, before we run out of time, though, touch upon the Jimmie Ward situation. Now, Jimmie Ward is a player that played a huge role.
Listen, this is what I feel about Jimmie Ward. I think the reason why he did that, because I think the Eagles are still on his tail and making him some kind of offer, and that's why he put that out there. He might be going to the Eagles, and that's what I believe, that he wants to go. I don't know if he really want to be a Niner. I think he's going to go and be an Eagle. That's my feeling.
You're right, because I was reading that article just the other day. The Eagles
I was seeing
really
that the
want.
other day too, that, I think he's going to be an Eagle. I don't think we'll see him next year. I think that's why he put that comment out there on his Instagram, because I saw that too. I was shaking my head. I thought, well, why would you go do that? Don't you know that everybody's going to be watching this, going to get back to Kyle or Lynch, and then they're going to have a talk with you about, then your ass is going to be out anyway.
Well, maybe that's why he's saying
it. To the Eagles.
Sharon, maybe that's why nobody's called him. He's wondering where his phone call is.
I think he already knows what his intentions and where he's going to be. I think he's going to the Eagles because they probably offered him more money than, you know, because the Niners didn't offer him nothing. I think he's going to take the Eagles. Yeah.
In fairness, they can't offer him anything just yet. They got to wait till the period opens, which is next week. But maybe heard something to the grapevine, possibly.
Exactly.
We're going to find out. We got a few days to go.
In fact,
yeah, a little less than 2 weeks. Whoa! Well, there you go. Do you want to see who's going to play safety for us, Social? He did a fine job. He doesn't get enough credit for it, but Jimmie Ward was like that silent destruction for most teams. He wasn't making a lot of glamorous, sexy plays. He wasn't picking the ball off a lot, but he was stopping things.
I think instead of Sherman playing corner, they should move Sherman to safety because he had so many picks last season. I think they should move him to safety, which they probably will consider, and then try to find a quarterback. I don't think we need a receiver, but if we have to have a receiver, then fine, because we would have to get rid of somebody. But I say go for it.
And we all got a couple we could not use. Yeah. So.
Right.
Should I tell you? All right, that's good. Great observations as usual. Always like a fiery, peppery stuff from Shroud. Jay, we'll see you Sunday, okay?
All right, Robert, you have a good night. Let's go Niners.
Yes, indeed. You too. Bye-bye.
All right, Robert, bye-bye.
Here was James. James. Come on in, James, and offer some perspective on our two 49ers of a long time. J-Dub.
Hey, Ronbo. How you doing, man?
You know, I'm doing. Well, I tell you, I can't wait till this period's over. It's actually nerve-wracking. You can't imagine what they're going to do, and hopefully you're going to be satisfied with what they do. We have been. But, James, what do you think is going to happen to Marquise Goodwin and J-Dub?
Well,
what would you do?
I can tell you one thing. If I would, excuse me, sorry about that. If I were the GM, I think I would try to, Jimmie Ward has pretty much put it out there on his IG account about he either plays the position that he's personally chosen as in free safety, and he just, he's good, but he hasn't played enough. He's been hurt more than he's actually played, and then to the money that we gave him to be sitting on the bench, to sit there on your Instagram account trying to dictate what we should do when he moves on. What I think they should do to be a real stickler at this point, knowing that you're going to lose him, okay? And if you ask me, hands down, I think Tavarius Moore is much better than Jimmie Ward. And with that being said, let's not forget, Marcel Harris played, and he's a safety also. And I think realistically, the Jimmie Ward episode is over. Anybody can go. He said it probably 2 weeks after the Super Bowl about the only way he remains with the Niners is if he can continue to play the free safety position because he's better at that position. Well, the only real position I know you've been good at is being on the bench in them IR clothes. All the outfits that the 49ers provide for players on IR, okay? So, I mean, and then in a contract year, you show up, and I don't care what anyone says. Everybody has their different opinions. If you ask me, Garoppolo was not the reason why we lost that Super Bowl. I ain't going to touch upon that. It was a breakdown in that secondary.
Yeah.
It was a major breakdown in that secondary.
We should have never been in emergency mode in that last 3 minutes. That should have never been the occurrence anyway. Yeah.
And one thing for sure, I think they may actually try to sign him to a deal knowing that it's a team like Philadelphia and it's a team like probably a Colts are going to make a move at him. Then you turn around and trade it, and you get draft picks for it. Because realistically, I mean, yeah, because it makes all the sense in the world.
No, but I mean, you got to sign him. You got to sign him in order to have that right? Sign and trade.
Same way the Chiefs did D Ford, and we took the bait. They signed him and they traded him to us for draft picks.
I mean,
and we inherited that contract.
Yeah.
Right. So realistically, once he signs on the dotted line, the money is not really guaranteed until the start of the season. So with that being said, if the Eagles want him so badly, say if we sign him to like the caller Dre said, an $8 million a year contract, sign him to a $24 million deal with like maybe 16 of it guaranteed up front. And Philly, if they want him, okay, then you give up. He just went to the Super Bowl. You feel he's a premier safety, then you give us the second round and a fifth round for him, and you inherit the contract. And to do a package deal, we'll give you a Keller with a spoon with it. How does that sound?
James, you want a
give
deal
us
to
a
go
7
sour
for
on you real
Keller.
fast. You can't make that offer.
Well, it would have probably been more than interesting until they mentioned the Keller with a spoon.
Say what?
Say,
Oh,
look,
no, you can't be talking to me, man. Come on.
Listen, but I mean, it's like, I tell you one thing. I think I've heard a lot of people talking about going to draft another safety and everything. And to me, I do agree with Dre about the guy Alexander. I mean, Winfield. No, Winfield.
Yeah.
Winfield Jr. You know, he's got some pretty good tape on him. But I will say this much: I do believe they're still willing to probably trade that first round, that 31st pick in the first round, because it gives them money to maneuver. Because truth be told, we're not really hurting for no players. But I'm gonna say this much: if a player like, say, Isaiah Simmons, this player from Clemson that can play all over the D line.
Yeah, I know.
If that guy is sitting there at 31, which I extremely doubt will happen, we need to take him. Just take him.
What's a kid
Best
that went
player
to
on the board at 31.
Yeah, what's the kid that went to the Chargers? Derwin James. Yeah, he's like Derwin James on speed. I mean, you can play him anywhere on the field, edge, secondary, linebacker. Whoever gets him is going to be whoa. So yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, I really don't see him. I really don't see him making it to 31. But with that being said, if he goes before 31, and I think he will, but if there's a possibility, this other linebacker from Wisconsin, Zach Brown, listen, if he's sitting there at 31,
you got to take him.
You don't need to trade that pick.
There you go.
Because at the end of the day, we paid a linebacker a lot of money. He's got an injury history, and it showed us this year. About
a scary thing, and it means it's a trend. We get it, but James, we got to go. We'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Ronbo. Thank you for having me. Niner Empire, Niner for life, and let's see if we can't get a package deal for Marquise and Dante.
Always appreciate you, James. All right, Phil.
Yeah, man.
See you Sunday.
Thank you.
Right, can you imagine? A GM, Marquise and Dante. You know I'll take that in a heartbeat. Really? I look like a fool to you, John. Hey, $1 bill, Will. Actually, maybe I'm just thinking. You know, we just packaged up Dante and Marquise and go throw Solomon in there. Maybe the Dolphins might be willing to give up something.
I got one thing to say to Marquise. Arrivederci.
Oh man, I don't know. Poor guy, man. I feel bad. Poor Marquise. I hope things turn out well for him. But he ain't got to go home. But it looks like he's going to have to get the heck on up out of here, don't it? It really does.
I mean, you can't knock a person down for what they're going through in life. But
you'll see.
But that's again, business is business, man. And if you ain't available to put in, to come in and help us win a game, if you ain't available, you gotta kick rocks, man. I mean, it's a business, just like a regular job. You ain't here, you always calling out, ain't coming to work. They gonna eventually fire you.
Yeah,
and just how it is. So, I think he's gone, man. I think he's gonna get his walking papers. I believe they are gonna try to trade him. So, with that being said,
what do you expect him to get? What's the best you think they can do?
Man, the only value he got is his speed. So I really don't know. I say like a 4. A 4.
Really?
I like a 4th round.
I can appreciate that. You're giving him a a little more clout than I thought anybody would give. What team? I'm trying to think of a team, though, that needs that kind of speed and be willing to give up that high round of a draft pick. Would it be a contender? It'd have to be a contender, right?
Yeah, the Chiefs like speed, don't they?
Oh, God. That's all they got. Somebody could
So,
run under that cannon arm of Mahomes. So
yeah, so you never know. Chiefs might try to snatch him up, but you never know. Andy Reid likes speed, so
and it's cheap.
Hey.
It's inexpensive. 4th round pick. They won the Super Bowl. What do they worry about the 4th round pick for? 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 5th. That's all right. They don't need any 4th round. You're right. You know, that's the deal. They should actually explore that.
Yeah, but yeah, man. But I think we need to. Address the defensive secondary as ASAP because Ward. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been hard on Ward because he always being injured. I always knew he had talent, but he was always not on the field because he's injured. You know, and I was hard on him for that. And he came in this past season, man, played a full season. He had little nicks and bruises here and there, but he was
Kept
available
moving.
all season. And he did, he showed out. He really showed me something. But it's your past, man. It's like they're gonna look at your past. They're gonna look at your resume, and I don't think they're gonna keep him. I mean, don't get me wrong. If they can find a way to keep him, hey, I'm all for it. If they get Tavares for another year to grasp the defense and he can be developed another year. But I mean, if he's gone, then he's gone. I do think Tavares more. He showed me something this past season. He showed me something in the Super Bowl. He had a few mistakes here and there, but they weren't major. But he played a hell of a good season. Whenever they called Tavares more number, he came up and played ball.
Mm-hmm.
So if Ward do it,
plenty of playoff experience. These guys are going to be a lot better than people expect next year, especially some of the youngsters who went all the way to the Super Bowl, made a little mistake here and there, but they learned a lot. So
right.
Tavares is going to be different.
Got the linebackers and D line. We gonna continue to apply pressure every year because John and Kyle set up the front seven to where we annihilate people. So it's really gonna help up the secondary again this coming season.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, that right corner position, that's gonna have to be addressed now. If Jeff Gladney is there, I would take him. I would take that dude, man. Cause that dude, like I said, man, that dude is a Chancellor / Sherman, man. I'm telling you.
Is he got a lot of height? He long?
Yeah, I think he's about 6'1", 6'2", something like that.
Yeah, because
he was late. Yeah,
I wonder how's he going to look. Can he beat anybody out? Can he beat Akello out? Can he take Mosley out? Is he that good?
Oh, I know for sure he can take Akello out. I know for sure. Man, that dude, he runs routes for you like Sherman does.
Oh, he does a Sherm. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So I mean, he'll get on your ass. But if the case may be, I tell you what, man, you put Gladney and Witherspoon and what's another guy named that damn
Mosley?
Mosley. You put them three and let them battle it out. Let them battle it out in camp. And whoever comes out on top gets that spot. And I damn sure know it ain't gonna be Witherspoon. So they're gonna be out of Mosley or Gladney. Let them two battle it out. I'm telling you, man, I wish they would do something with Witherspoon because, I mean, he all had us fooled. He had us fooled last year, man. First part of the season, that man came out man was balling out of his ass. Got hurt, came back. I don't know, he was under hypnosis. Like somebody hypnotized him, told him that you're gonna be a top-notch corner. Then when you snap your finger, you back to being sorry again.
Back to for second year. Yeah, God, Spoon, what happened?
So I would address that corner position, man. If Gladney's there, get him. I tell you, man, and let them three battle it out. And there you have it. Wide receivers, man. I think we do need a wide receiver at the draft too. I tell you what, I am anticipating Hurd. I really think Hurd is going to succeed in Kyle's offense. But I really want to see is Trent Taylor going to be the same Trent Taylor we seen when he was playing. That's the one person I want to see. Get rid of Goodwin, and like my player partner Dre said, man, get rid of Goodwin, man. Get some of that money to Bourne, man, because he deserves it. The man deserves. The man came through when he needed to come through in big games this season. And I want this man to stay on the team. Kendrick Bourne, want him to stay on this team.
and he's unhurtable. Unhurtable. Kendrick does not miss no snaps, no games, no nothing. Kendrick's a tough dude. He doesn't get enough credit for that. Never gets hurt.
Yeah.
Never pulls a muscle. Man.
But I really want to see. I really want to see if Mr. Third Down, Trent Taylor, is the same guy that I've seen when he first came to San Francisco. That's the only person I want to see on this wide receiver team. That's the only guy I'm keeping my eye on. And when he comes back, he had 5 foot surgery. Now he say he's 100% good. Now when he comes back to training camp, I want to see if he's gonna be.
Does he have it
guy.
or not? Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And you know what? Some of what he does is kind of natural for him. So if he's ready to go and in shape, and like I said, Will, he was the best looking thing in camp last year. And you know how hungry he must be? I can't wait to see what he looks like. We're going to go.
Me too, man.
I'm going to see you Sunday. All right?
All right, man. Shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Shout out to my TNT fam. I'm going to play upon the Dre, Tom Brady, Trey. Trey
was on me today on Twitter. What? Trey! It's down about
Ronbo,
Twitter.
let me say it on Ronbo.
Yo.
Them 49er Facebook groups, man, they on his ass in that group. Every time he put up a Brady post, the admins take it down.
Poor Trey. You gotta love Trey. That man will stand behind what he believes, and he'll apologize later. If Jimmie comes in next year, he'll be the first one to give him props. So I ain't mad at him. But Trey be killing me, boy. All right, hey, Will. Yeah. I'll see you Sunday, Phil.
All right, man. San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl 55, Tampa Bay, Florida, the 49ers versus to be announced. All right, Ronbo.
Yeah. All right, Will. Night. And Target Man 78, we need Marquise Goodwin. Hashtag Go Niners. Hashtag Niners Empire. Niners faithful. Niners for life. God bless. You know, I am curious because you know I am. I can't. If indeed Marquise's life is straightened out, I wonder how different he would be. Because Misery, he's really a soft-hearted person. Everything affects him physically and everything. So if he's not affected by any family interference, mentally he's clear, I really am curious. Can't guard him. It's just about him. Ellis!
Yo.
Ellis, I'm sitting here defending Marquise Goodwin, but I don't know what to think about Marquise. I'm worried about his attachment to his family and how it separates him. He falls all apart, and he can't play ball. This is not the right kind of profession to not be able to deal with that, is it? But anyway, your feelings on Marquise and J-Dub campaigning in a J-Dub fashion to stay on the team. If y'all don't make this team, ain't no point in y'all drafting all these people you be talking about and let Tavares Moore handle it. Dub's got me laughing, man. Alice, what are you thinking?
First and foremost, when you guys were talking about it, it's funny, just a couple of calls ago, we were talking about packaging Dante and Marquise. I was actually going to be saying that myself, but what if we did that and sent them to Atlanta for Taylor Gabriel for a fair trade? I mean, is that even possible? I don't know. We're giving them some potential there. I mean, they could turn around and in that Atlanta offense and tear it up with Julio and those guys, and then in exchange for Taylor Gabriel. I mean, it's just a little something I was thinking about. But yeah, definitely a package
can make a difference like that. Taylor Gabriel was a star when Shanahan showed up or brought him in, and probably Taylor Gabriel will come back and be a star in the 49ers system. Meanwhile, Dante, who somehow mentally has taken himself out, may be putting himself back in Atlanta with a fresh start. Could be.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I think Atlanta will be a good environment for Dante. Maybe could change. It could fit. It could suit him better. Maybe that coach is there.
Alice, I just realized though.
Go ahead.
Taylor's coming out of Chicago.
Oh,
That's
damn!
Right. I forgot about that.
That's right. Okay. But where I was getting the Atlanta thing from, I forgot to say, was because I heard something about Goodwin in Atlanta, like getting a house or something out there, or is he?
Oh, see, I didn't know about that.
Maybe it was just an article. I could be wrong, but I thought I remember seeing something with him and his wife looking for
Properties
looking for a home
in
in
Atlanta.
Atlanta or something. I'm just, I remember seeing something on IG about that like last month, I want to say, and I was like, damn, well then maybe he might be actually leaving. That's what kind of led me to believe that he may be looking to leave anyway to kind
And
of, get a
made
fresh
some
start
calls.
and whatnot.
Could be.
Yeah. So maybe a different kind of a package, could work out. But yeah, I think the stuff with Jimmie, it was kind of random that he would do that. I like that he was vouching for Tavares more.
Yeah, that was cool.
Because I think he's hungry, and I think that was a good setup for him. Kind of endorsing him.
But Ellis,
But
some
I don't
people
know
think
what he's allowing
some
himself.
people think Jimmie's
Go
on
ahead.
a move. That's an agenda move. But do you think, or do you not think that?
I don't know what he's doing, to be honest, by saying that. It just kind of, it could be looked at a couple of different ways. People misread messages, text messages. I've had those issues before where you would send a message and you can take it a certain way. It depends on how you read it. You can perceive it one way and it can be meant, and be
To
conveyed.
take the way you want it to be taken.
Yeah. So it's kind of a toss up. We really don't know. I mean, I don't want to. Hopefully, Jimmie's not trying to find a way to to get out of Dodge. But if
Ellis,
that's
but just for a moment though, Judge Jimmie, do you think he's a manipulative person? I don't see him being that calculating and diabolical. I just can't imagine it. I don't know him, but something about him just tells me that's not him. He meant what he said. And if you read into it, you'll come up with other things, but still. Interesting.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We could be misreading what it is he is saying and how, what maybe he is trying to, convey and whatnot. And, in a way, speaking the best interest of the team to a degree, I guess, when he's, like I said, endorsing Tavares and, just the other guys and kind of like trying to talk numbers and, and what would be more beneficial for the team. But again, it could mean one or the other. I guess we'll kind of find that out. I don't really want to, try to dictate or say what it is he was, what he meant by that. But, we'll see. Everything's going to unfold as the weeks go by. We'll see exactly what it is he meant. I saw something about D Ford. I don't know what it was. I kind of watched the Chat Sports Live. They got this guy on there, Thomas Mott, and he talks a lot about the Niners and potential, which I don't. Sometimes he's kind of like, he talks. He kind of just throw shit around, but
yeah.
But he's it's cool. It's hard to just try to pinpoint exactly what we're looking at here and what these guys are meaning. I'm glad that Kendrick and George and some of the guys are maintaining some camaraderie and are just kind of pumping things up and getting ready, and they're not talking reckless. I think that's good, and that shows showmanship is there, and the unification is still there between some of these guys. But when we get these comments from guys like Jimmie and we got these little things being thrown around, it's kind of hard to see that coming from those guys.
But they've got such a camaraderie on that team, and I'm thinking maybe based from that, y'all talk about this dude and that dude, man. You need to go get a cover safety or some kind of a steal you can find later on, and let Tavares have that position. The love for those guys, each other, I think it runs deep. He's going to bat for his bro in case I don't make it. These guys are real Marines. No man left behind. So Jimmie leaves, and he said, I'm going to cover for my dude before I leave. Can you imagine that? I think it might be real.
Yeah, I don't know. And with him and Jaquaski having such a close relationship, it's kind of like, it's kind of like, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? Are you guys trying to, break camp, or what's going on? So it just kind of leaves room for speculation.
It just comes down to
we're all
dollars.
kind of doing.
That's a problem.
Let's
get back on to this Sunday, because there's no telling what's going to develop between now and then. It'd be funny if Kyle or John sent a tweet or an Instagram response to J-Dub. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we don't need Del Pitt. I don't think we need to have any guys that don't know how to tackle. They need to stay the hell away from that. We need to trade that pick off, man, and try to get some second, third, action and things like that. But shout out to you, Ronbo, as always.
Thanks,
You
man.
know, shout out to the entire faithful, man. Everybody. We'll see each other all Sunday, man.
All right. Have a good night,
Doesn't know how
Alice.
to tackle.
Chad.
Really? Okay.
And this just in. All right,
All right.
Justin,
All right.
you're a big Delpit
I
fan.
am not gonna stand.
Go
I
ahead.
am not gonna stand for this Delpit center, man. Y'all act like these college students are supposed to be perfect A1. Like, okay, name me one college student, like college player that's gonna like be perfect. The perfect one doesn't have any flaws. Name me
Okay.
one. Name me one. Name me one. Name me one, because
What's his name that got drafted by the Saints 2 years ago? He was.
Yeah. But other than that, there's always gonna be these flaws.
You said name one.
So I
What
don't
is
get
his
it, man.
name?
I don't get it. Y'all, like, they're kids, man. They're still like, finding their groove. Doing Dallas Moss, everybody's like making a big. He still has some, question marks about him as well. So I'm just saying, and for everybody saying, oh, he doesn't know how to attack. He doesn't know how to do this. Okay, the same thing.
Okay, listen, defend that. Defend that.
Patrick
Okay,
Willis and back
you've
to Penn
heard
State.
it. Now, what's your take on
his
it?
tackling.
Hmm.
A lot of people were criticizing Patrick Willis for his tackling, and what happened? He ended up being one of the top 20 linebackers in the league.
Wait a minute.
Delpit's never going to be. Delpit will never be a Patrick Willis, homie.
Yeah.
I'm not. Oh my.
Justin,
Get
Patrick
real.
Willis
Oh, my
didn't have
God.
What?
Yeah, but that's what the scouting report said. When the first thing came out was like his tackling could be better.
Well, that's not.
First ever.
That's not complete
That
condemnation. It just says it could be better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Chat, help me out.
Don't focus on so much.
What's the cornerback's name that had he actually screwed up last year? What's the cornerback's name in New Orleans that got drafted and came right in and made a hit?
Marshall Lattimore.
Lattimore. Yes, thanks.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so you're saying with 31, pick number 31, provided that Dub does not stay.
Well, I don't think
you're
Delpit's
going
going to fall
Delpit?
at 31. I don't think Delpit's going to fall at 31, to be honest. I think he's going to get picked up earlier. Just looking at how LSU won the championship this year and how the defense was on fire this year, I don't see him to fall in 31 at all. I really don't. I feel like he's going to get picked earlier. So we might have to look at McKinney or at least a cornerback.
You think McKinney would fall below Delpit?
Probably. Or because, how LSU's defense was transformed with Delpit on it, and he played with almost a broken, like a Dre and Trey Benson. He played with like one ankle. So I'm saying that he's probably going to get picked up.
Was that
McKinney.
common knowledge? How come nobody's talking about that? Mostly they're just saying he can't tackle. If you got a bad ankle, that would explain that to some degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything else about him is he's okay, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Or good.
Yeah, I think everybody just likes to you say one thing negative about someone, they're just gonna be like, oh, this is not negative. No. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's basically what it is.
I'm usually the first guy to get on a player and defend him in that situation. But listen,
it's just the thing. Like, as soon as someone says something negative about a player, everybody's gonna be like, oh, we're just gonna follow the herd and say all this negative thing. Except looking at your own, how you judge him from, because I actually watch college football and I know Delpit is one of the top safeties right now.
Okay, because Jaguel says Delpit isn't going to be better than a fifth rounder like Deshaun Colson.
That's just dumb. To be honest, that's just dumb. That's just dumb. Then you don't know anything about college. I'm sorry. You're just judging him off of what you see. You're not seeing how he transformed that defense. Like, if you actually watched him play this year for Delpit, you will see that he actually helped that defense. If Delpit didn't have that defense, Grant Delpit, that defense would have suffered.
Listen, give me a little bit on Marquise Goodwin in the wide receiver situation, and what's the best course of action to take. And if you're going to keep Marquise Goodwin, or you're going to let him come in and compete, what are you going to do with that?
I don't think we keep Marquise Goodwin. I'm not going to go into the where he has a soft mental mind, like Son Carlos said. But he did go through some stuff, and I do sympathize with him a lot. But at the same time, the 49ers are trying to bring back players. They're trying to re-sign Buckner. They're trying to re-sign Armstead. Trying to re-sign Kittle. $10 million. I don't see them bringing him back at all. I think this is a business, and football's a business, and we have to accept that he will be traded. I expect a big trade coming in the next 2 weeks with Goodwin and possibly another player like McKinnon. I'm expecting a big trade. Even though Goodwin's a phenomenal player, when he's on the field, he's phenomenal. He's one of those receivers you have to, because his fastness, he's like the
dollars and cents in the NFL. You're not getting anybody to take a McKinnon and Goodwin package. It's not. It's not going to do him any good.
But I'm saying, there's going to be a big trade, like where we're going to expect, like, oh shoot, he got traded. Like, it's going to be one of those things. Like, it's not just going to be one player. It's going to be like two players, and then get some picks back, because you have.
Well, John Lynch, he is GM of the year. Maybe. You know what? If John can make a fool out of somebody, Trent used to do that.
He did with
every
the Bears.
now and then.
He did it with the Bears.
One thing he could
did
do
it
is make a
with the
fool
Bears.
out of another GM each and every year, annually, it seems. But
he did with the Bears. He tricked the Bears into thinking we were taking Trubisky and traded back like one pick, and then we took Solomon Thomas. But
touche.
That's another tough for another.
How about last year though?
So
2018.
Yeah. He's a smart man. So I feel like if anybody could get it done, it could be John.
He didn't
Lynch,
abuse anybody though.
That's all.
Yeah, we got abused last year. We traded up.
Yeah.
And got Dante.
Yeah. We just need picks. We just need picks back. That's all we need. We need some picks back. And I don't think we're going to trade a 31 pick, because looking at our secondary, we do need help in that secondary. And Jimmie Ward, I'm actually applauding him for making that comment, because he has to look to himself like, if they can't bring me back because of money sense, because they still got to pay. He's like, okay, they got to pay back Armstead. They got to pay Buckner. I don't think they're going to bring me back. And so he's like,
he's not going to be bitter or anything about it.
Smart. So I'm actually applauding him. I'm not saying, oh, why'd you make that comment? I'm actually applauding him. Like, okay, he takes a real man to like admit, like, hey, they might not bring me back.
Yeah.
So
well,
Jimmie Ward.
They all understand it is a business. Even Armstead's got that kind of attitude. Yeah. It's not in my hands. Yeah. So yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, good observations as usual. All right.
Yeah.
So you sound like you're in fine spirits today, because we talked about your uncle last time.
I'm in fabulous spirits. I'm in fabulous spirits. And like I said, this show, whether we argue or disagree, we're all trying to make sure the 49ers could make the best decision possible. Even though the only receiver I have eyes on, I'll finish up with this. The only receiver I have eyes on is Michael Pittman Jr. at USC.
Right.
That's the only receiver I have eyes on. That's it.
All right. More Sunday, Justin.
Other than that, go defense. Go defense all the way. First round.
All right. All right, fam. I'll see you this Sunday. All right.
Yep. Have a blessed day, everyone, and God bless.
Night, fam. There's Justin. There you go. Now, there's a huge proponent for Delpit. Let us now go to Shaleen. Hey, Shaleen.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Shaleen, man, it's the Goodwin J-Dub night. Two guys I've been screaming and yelling about ever since we were down in the dumps and being flushed in the toilet every few minutes due to the fact that our team was like poo-poo. And now it seems the climactic end could be here. Goodwin could be traded. Dub could be leaving. And now one is a serious hole. Actually, they both are, because we need speed on this team. But the speed hasn't been there anyway. And Dub gets no love for all he does, but a lot of things what Dub does, you don't really regularly see on the film, because things up in front of him are being made. But Dub has a lot to do with the success of the defensive line. Why? His coverage in the back. Don't throw that ball over here. People don't give that enough credit. But anyway, Shalio, your thoughts on these and more. What up?
How about them cowgirls? How about them seacons? How about them lamb? How about them Raider Jews? Las Vegas Joes? Traders?
That's them. And you know what? They now they're off. They're not in the mix. They're no longer going to go get Brady, and they're thinking of trading Derek.
Let him go. He's going to go talk to Mike Vrabel, his buddy, just to play with.
Yeah, I know, right?
Have something in Tennessee. But anyways, let's get down to 49er football.
Yes.
I think, we need a draft. Our main concern is a corner. I think we should go for he's actually 6-footer, Jeff Gladney.
Everybody's on the Gladney fan wagon, man. I tell you what, I can't imagine with this kind of popularity, He is not going to be around at 31, Shalil. That's the only problem. If he's as good as everybody believes, he leaves in the top 20.
If we don't get any of the top picks, I think we should trade. And I actually am one of those. I'm not a fan of Jimmie Ward. I really am not. I think he's
you
made
said
out
that
of
with real serious. I can feel
glass.
that too.
He is made out of broken glass. You tackle Patrick Mahomes and you're already getting hurt. Like, you're not drinking enough milk.
I think he was trying to kill Mahomes on that tackle. Oh God, you're right. Jimmy does. His body's not built to take the kind of impact he puts on it. But you got to give him credit though. He will, boy.
And then I hear this guy complaining on Twitter. It's like, dude, you probably just lost the locker room.
You don't mean Jimmie Ward?
Yeah, Jimmie Ward.
No, he wasn't complaining. He was just saying that we should stop pumping Delpit and all these other people, and Tavares Moore should be getting that spot. And Jimmy advises the 49ers go in the 5th round and find a steal and make sure he's a coverage guy. And Tavares, that's his job. You know what he meant by that, though, Shalil? He means that in Salah's system.
He needs to shut his mouth and just go on with business.
Know your role and shut your mouth, right?
Exactly. Know your role and shut your mouth. It's like what Jimmy G is doing. Jimmy G is probably pissed with these rumors. He's going to go out next year. He's going to ball out.
I know.
This
I
good
promise
fuel for
people,
the fire.
you guys you've poked him. The Bears coming back next season, and with knowledge that he should have gained the year before last, he's got it now. Look the hell out. A man on a mission. Oh, I can't wait.
And if we're trading Goodwin, we could include and Solly T.
We need to have a whole show on who you could trade him to. And guys, really seriously, think about a team. And get in the chat. Think about a team that you could actually pawn Dante off on. I want to know who it is. Who could
he could go to New England? They'll put him straight. Bill Belichick is going to be like, "Shut up with your kittens."
But the thing is, Belichick's going to look at Dante and say, I don't think so. I'm sorry. You got to.
He's going to straighten him out. Watch. He's going to straighten him out. He's going to be good.
Yeah.
He's going to be good, and then he wants a pay raise. Bill Belichick is just going to be like, "You're out of here."
But Belichick's going to say, "I'll give you a 3rd round pick for Deebo Samuel."
Oh, no.
Bill, no. Okay, no.
No.
God.
Hang up.
Woo, man. No, Belichick has to give you a 1st round pick for Deebo. Deebo's 1st round talent. Now, if you're gonna try to use him for that kind of but why would you go for a 1st round pick? Well, Belichick's 1st round pick's not any good. It's not going to get you anything. What they went out 27, 28, 26, something like that. I don't need that. So yeah.
And if we are trading, if the rumors are right, if we are trading Goodman, Tyler Gabriel's coming. I mean, they're exactly the same.
I know. I'm thinking the same thing.
With 28, 29.
And they got to get it done before next week.
Yeah. So
He's probably already talked to Taylor Gabriel.
Isn't he a free agent?
Yes.
Tyler Gabriel?
They're going to release him. I think they already did.
Yeah. He should come to us.
I agree. He's got great speed, great movement. I'll never forget how he broke the ankles of the Patriots cornerback. I forget his name. He was a hero against the Hawks. Broke his ankles bad, too. Bam! Butler. Oh, he dropped Butler to the dirt and left. Matty Ice hit him. Booyah! Oh, God, that was nasty. And we can pick him up and be an asset. He's got that 4.3 speed.
And it's going to depend also in free agency. If Jimmie Ward decides to leave, we're going to have to find his replacement. And if we can't get a deal done with Armstead, we're going to have to find another defensive tackle to put in that room.
Yeah, we got a lot of
But we got a lot of defensive tackles.
I can't wait to hear what they're going to do with that, though. But they're not Armstead. That's the problem. You know what? It could be, though.
Yeah, Armstead's good, man.
Maybe Armstead being gone, puts the workload gets distributed differently. Maybe more D Ford, maybe Nick gets a little more. Armstead. We got guys.
D Ford needs to take a freaking pay cut. You know, if D Ford takes a pay cut, you know,
if we could take him to court and get him to do that.
Even Jimmy.
Yeah, you know.
Even Jimmy G, but well, his contract will be small when we get there.
Shalil, good stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday, Rumbo. Thank you for the platform. And Tom Brady is going to either go to the Titans or the Cowgirls because the Cowgirls can't sign Dak for $40 million, and Dak wants $40 million.
I don't know what Dak
go
must
over
be
there.
drunk.
You know, that idiot Jerry Jones. He's I don't know, something in his head. You know. Shout out to the Night Empire. You have a good night, Rumbo.
Yeah, man. Good night.
Thank you for the platform.
Thanks, man. Like Jerry Jones, I'm not used to my hand cramping up signing no checks. There's more comedy around the NFL. And right now, anyway, it's funny. Hey, Kay Hendricks back in the house. Kay, what's up?
Hello?
Kay. Oh, it's Warren. Okay, I got the wrong name flashed at me. Warren, come on in, man.
What's going on?
Oh, Warren, man, we're trying to figure out what's up with Goodman's going to get traded, but for what and who? And also, you got J-Dub, who's letting everybody know, y'all can stop talking about all these draft picks, man, and get Tavares Moore that job. See if you can get a steal in the 5th round, and you better have some cover skills. In this defense, all that you talk about ain't talking about nothing, which is basically what J-Dub's saying. I mean, Warren, what do you see with Marquise Goodwin? Can we get anything for him? And keep an eye out and see if the Saints need somebody.
If we can't get no speedster, I think our coach Shanahan they got to talk. They got to talk to each other, man. Just you can get a one-on-one conversation.
Marquise and Kyle?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of, you know what I'm saying, the mental stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if they get a one-on-one conversation, man, he might get that right, you know.
I agree, because, man, we need that kind of speed. Get them safeties out of the middle of the field now, standing around there because they ain't challenged. Get that butt back. So you're right.
But, I just think he just need they just need to sit down and man-on-man want to talk to each other. They need to clear the air.
I think he's going to be working for the Olympics. They're going to have the Olympics. It looks like now the Olympics are going to be delayed. So that means more pressure on Marquise, because if the Olympics are going to be delayed due to the coronavirus, that means Marquise will not be in camp for God knows when. It's a really strange situation. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Because
with Jimmie Ward, I just think if you come or you going, which one you want to do?
Dub is trying to get paid, though. I mean, he said, the 49ers don't want to resign me. You need to keep Tavares Moore. Let him start.
I think they don't give him a deal, but is it worth his while, or you want to, test the market?
Warren, what would you give him? And would you go out and let him test the market first, and then see what he gets offered, and then tell him, well, we'll match that deal, or you probably should take that deal. It's a better deal. We can't afford that. What do you think? How are they going to handle that? Or how would you handle it?
I don't know. It's up there. We're getting paid $5 million this year.
Only $5?
They'll give him $3 million. I think. I don't know how much we're getting paid last year. I know we got a 1-year deal.
I think he got 8 last. Yeah, I think he got 8 last. I think he got 8 last year. I'm not sure. I think it was 8.
I ain't really too sure, but if we give him a deal, you know what I'm saying? If you turn it down, go somewhere else.
Yeah. You know what? I think if you gave Dub a 4-year deal, I don't know how to fill in that blank as what's his annual salary. Because I thought 8 would be fine. Keep him at that. I don't know that he's so bad that he should get anything less. That's not a going rate for safeties, I don't think. Especially for his veteran knowledge and all, playing behind Sherman. We need somebody who knows what they're doing behind Sherm. Because Sherm's missing a step these days. And hopefully Dub can close step on him. They didn't get enough time last season to play together because Dub missed the preseason because he was hurt. But, once they got together, then it seemed like they knew what they was doing together, except for on a few plays here and there. But talking about a team that didn't allow, first in the league as far as long shots downfield. Now, nobody wants to give Dub credit for that, but that's a hell of a thing to say. And it had a lot to do with the pass rush,
He's
but
a good safety. He's a good safety, but we need some INTs in that secondary. But he's a good safety. I give him credit. But we need some INTs from the safety position too. But if they don't fit it, they get a job. I like Moore. He actually had a pick in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Moore. Yeah, I know. See, that speed Moore's got, that's a huge factor, though. It really is. See, I
like
agree.
Moore. I like Moore if we trade back and get a cornerback and a safety and a guard. I think we'd be doing pretty good for ourselves.
We would. Well, I tell you, Warren, that's a dream come true. You unload products you don't like. So what if you get something worthwhile for Solomon T and Dante Pettis? They could have a huge year coming up, and we'd have made a mistake. But it doesn't look like it right now. Warren, can I get a draft pick, please?
Solomon Thomas, it's tough for him. That D-line, he's still learning.
See,
I feel like
he shouldn't be in third year, though, Warren. This is 3 years. What's Solomon with the same coach? Come on, T.
I don't know, man. Yeah. I think we could lose bait with him, and we got replaceables. They could stay healthy, and I think I don't know who could trade Solomon Thomas for a draft pick. It's gonna be a long shot for that one. It's gonna be a 6 or a 7. I don't think the team gonna buy on that 3rd or 4th round pick for no Solomon Thomas.
But Warren ain't gonna get it. Solomon Thomas is gonna be in there for depth. But a first round pick picked up in this? He should have been number 2. Picked up number 3, and he's on your depth chart, not on the top of it. That's what bothers me about Solomon. Come on, man. He's got the fastest step off the line of scrimmage of anybody on the team. Do you know what that is saying? D Ford is light and quick.
More physical.
Yes. And Solomon Thomas is faster than D Ford. Are you serious? And DeForest Buckner confirmed that.
Yeah, he got to be more physical. He got to get in the weight room. He can improve, but I just think salary cap wise, we could cut him, and we won't lose no sleep over.
Warren, tell you what. Well, I'll be back Sunday, man. Let's see what happens between now and then. We can hear some more news. Today's news was shocking. They just came right out and said, Goodwin's getting traded. All right. All right, fam.
No problem.
All right. See you Sunday, Warren.
All right. Got you.
All right, fam. It's Warren down in the great state of Louisiana. All right, fam. Night. All right, hey, let me go check out 737 area code.
Hey, that's me.
Who is me? What is your name?
Hi, I'm Brody. I've been watching for a while. I'm from Texas.
You said your name is Brody?
Yes.
Hey, all right, Brody. Great to meet you. I always appreciate people from Texas because if you're a Niner fan down in Texas, that's a bold thing to do. I can see the Cowboys just messing with you.
I hate the Cowboys. I hate them with burning passion. But
that deep. Oh, God. But go ahead, Brody. What do you think? You know what we got going here? You heard about Jimmie Ward and also Marquise Goodwin. Yeah. Seems like we're getting ready to cut strings with them. Maybe keep Dub back. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to bring Dub back, but what do you think? What would you like to see?
I'd keep Jimmie Ward, but I just don't know. He's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
My main thing is Marquise. I think a team that needs a wide receiver, Buffalo, we could probably oversell him back to Buffalo where he started his career.
I hadn't thought about that. Because Buffalo maybe thinks it's a lot better now. Buffalo's got a decent quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like he's going to be. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Plus, their quarterback can throw it far, and Marquise is a deep threat.
Yeah.
Although, the other thing I thought about, it would be interesting if we can get that Lavicia guy.
I know, isn't he? Debo Jr.? God.
Yeah.
Debo 2.0. A lot of people say bad things about him. What do you think about Laviska, though? Tell me more about him, because I don't watch college football enough. But a lot of people said, no, Laviska's not the guy. But go ahead.
I just know that with Kyle Shanahan, that'd probably be a really good combo.
Yeah, there you go.
Like that.
I agree with that. It's
Kyle
fit.
Shanahan can do some weird stuff.
I know, right? Things that other teams aren't even trying to do, Shanahan is doing. That's a good point. He picks players that fit the system.
Like Raheem. I've liked Raheem since for like 3 years. I watched him in a preseason game like 3 years ago. Same with Breida.
Tailor-made for that system. I mean, Mostert is just he could be one of the premier running backs next year if they increase his workload. Can you imagine Breida with at least 15, averaging 15 to 20 carries a game? I bet you within the first 5 weeks, he'd be right at the top 3 or 4 running backs in the league, especially in Ken Shanahan's system.
I think that Coleman we might have to get rid of sometime, though, because he is expensive and he's not doing much compared to the other two. I'd keep Breida and Mostert over Coleman.
What do you do with McKinnon? Because Kyle has Kyle's got this vision of McKinnon that nobody understands. But I say we haven't seen him yet. I want to see what McKinnon looks like with the ball.
Yeah. He's in preseason. He looked good before he gets injured.
Yeah.
But that's in preseason, so.
Which doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I wonder how his knee is, too. Has he fully recovered? Because, a lot of what he does predicates on them lightning quick cuts and that bust-away speed he's got.
Yeah. I just don't know. I didn't watch it back in Minnesota, so I don't know. And I don't know much about McKinnon at all.
Yeah, McKinnon butchered us Kyle's first season on a punt return. He was zipping between 49ers like a hot knife through butter. Took it all the way to the house. And then I didn't realize who that was until he came into our team.
We need to find a new returner sometime. I'm just going to say that. You remember the preseason a couple of years ago with Victor Bolden when he returned like 5 touchdowns in one preseason?
I know. Bolden refused a fair catch, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, Duvernay, Brody, you see Duvernay, right? Everybody's talking about him too, as far as another guy like Debo.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. I just like the creative guys, honestly, for the system. It would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Anyway, Kyle's going to pick up the guys he knows. That's why I want to see what McKinnon is, because if Kyle went out and broke his neck to get this guy, outbid people, Brody, just to get him. What is it, Kyle? I want to know. So, Mostert?
I mean, he's smart, so hoping whatever he's seeing is right.
Yeah. We're going to miss out on some players, though, unless we trade back. Because keeping number 31, it might be useless because none of the players you really want are going to fall to your 31. Well, there's a lot of wide receivers. What would you do?
There will be a lot of wide receivers, and the Clemson quarter, I think, could fall there. A.J. Terrell, he looked good.
Right.
He didn't look good against LSU, but every other game he looked pretty good.
You say, what's his position? Wide receiver?
Cornerback, A.J. Terrell.
AJ, you say he didn't look good against
Clemson.
You say he didn't look.
He didn't look good against LSU.
Really?
But most people he looked good against.
Well, LSU. Who's the premier wide receivers on LSU's team?
I'm pretty sure you got. It's kind of like the OBJ Jarvis Landry thing, where you got the 2 wide receivers. Justin Jefferson, and I don't know the other one.
Okay, as soon as you said that, I realized why the cornerback you speak of may have struggled a little bit. He's going to see more of that though in the NFL on a weekly basis, though. Is that the guy you want to?
Yeah. I think Bourne's about to have his best year ever, though. I think Bourne might put up like 1,200 yards.
Kendrick, I tell you, he's grown every year, and I don't know what Sanders did to him, but he may have arrived. And they're looking to give him more snaps next year, most likely. Guy was, where's Big Show? Guy was good last year, especially that second half of the season. I'm telling you.
Yeah, the slants inside the 5.
See, the thing
I
is,
knew every single time we got inside the 5, it's either a run to Raheem or a 5-yard or a slant to Kendrick over the middle for a touchdown.
And I like him on short routes. It's like Kendrick can sit down in a route and explode out of it. And Brody, 9 out of 10 times, whoever's covering him is not going to be able to keep up with that. They say he has one of the fastest cone drills in camp when he first that year out of the combine. They also say, he goes in and out of a route quick. So that's why that's why he does as well in the red zone. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Great hands and mostly great hands.
Okay, I gotta head out, but
all right,
bro.
Brody.
Me talk on here.
Hey, great to meet you too. Look forward to talking to you later. All right.
Okay.
Have a good night. There's Brody. I always love when we get another a potential would-be a Cowboy fan, but no, he's a Niner fan in Dallas area. Cowboys. Take that, Texas boy. Bill.
Hello.
Come on in, Bill.
I got a question for you, Ronbo.
Yes.
I want you to imagine how Tom Brady would be like without Kyle Shanahan and without Bill Belichick.
Well, that is a tough question. I don't know. Your coach could have all the world to do with how good you do. What would Joe Montana be without Bill Walsh?
No, we're not talking about Walsh. We're talking about without Bill Belichick or without Kyle Shanahan. How would it be like? Because if Kraft goes over Bill Belichick's head and signs him back to New England, bye-bye Bill Belichick. And that's how the coach would be. Yeah. Bill Belichick does not want Tom Brady back at all. He walks if Tom comes back.
Bill, where are you getting this information from?
Him and Tom Brady had a very bad phone conversation. That he's not coming back to New England. And if he
I did hear that, though. I heard the conversation between whomever. I guess it was Belichick. It said it didn't go well. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm. That means he don't want Tom back. That's what that means. Either Tom goes or he goes.
Do you think it's like that? It's that serious?
Like that. Yeah, so if Robert Kraft signs him back because, one, if he goes to Dallas, he's going to go bust. He's going to get injured. There ain't going to be no Tom Brady to go. If he goes to Tennessee,
they'll protect
he
him.
might have an okay season, but he won't go to no Super Bowl.
We're talking about Tom now, right?
And what they're speculating, what they're saying, and what the rumors are from Thomas Mott, it is certain that Tom Brady is coming to San Francisco.
No, Thomas Mott. And there's another guy, too, named Warren.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I want Jimmy G. Tom Brady's done a lot for New England, but I want more than 2 Super Bowls. I'm kind of a little greedy. I'm sorry.
And also, if Brady's going anywhere, it could be the Chargers or Titans. Those are the 2 most likely candidates.
He'll go back to New England and send Bill Belichick walking.
You know, Belichick likes it in New England, and Tom's only going to last a couple more years, unless it's about disrespect. I don't see him on the strength of that leaving, though, Bill.
He wants to win it without Tom. He wants to win it without Tom and prove that he could do it without Tom.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe Tom's saying...
He wants to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the quarterback in New England? And they're not getting Jimmy. Who's going to be the quarterback? I mean, you're going to go in the draft and draft a quarterback? What are you going to do?
Well, we got a couple ones we could trade off. I mean, who would be the candidate? We could trade for a second-round pick. One of our backups. Marlon or Beckett, which one?
Are we getting draft picks in return? You know what? That is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Mullins. Because quite frankly, the 49ers are like too much tied up in Jimmy, and it's too much. Somebody did say, though, that I did find, Bill, listen to this one. You pick up Brady, you draft a quarterback, but what is it? You can't get high up in the draft and let Brady train him for 2 years. I heard that, and I says, yeah, I can see that
If
possibility.
we get rid of Garoppolo, I want us to get Joe Burrow. If we're going to get rid of Garoppolo, we better pick up Burrow. I want Burrow or no deal.
Burrow goes. You're gonna have to give up the house, every draft pick you got, to Cincinnati for Burrow. Okay, you don't have any picks after that. You got one pick, Burrow. See, these things don't make any sense. They're not going to happen. And the 49ers aren't like this.
No.
John Lynch said, we're building this team for sustainability. So shuffling quarterbacks in after this point, after one full season, that just goes against their way they think. I don't believe it for one moment.
And I don't think they get rid of Jimmy G because that would lose the locker room. That don't make no sense.
And there's that. Great point. Chemistry was suddenly... What happened? I thought we were supposed to be a group here, Coach. Now you've got animosity building. So, yeah, because the players, they do like Jimmy a lot. He's a great leader, and you can't blame everything on him for that Super Bowl. The defense is when it gave up 31 damn points. So, everybody's pointing at Jimmy. Sherm had something to do with that, as did our other cornerback. So, it's a little rough to just all on Jimmy because of one play.
How are we going to keep Eric Armstead? I'm trying to figure this out.
They want
to keep Eric Armstead.
I wish I knew, Bill. I wish I knew. I'm really worried about that. They say they got a lot of money, though, coming in next year, so they can afford to pay DeForest Buckner and George Kittle down the line. But I don't know.
Well, I think they keep Eric Armstead. I think they keep Jimmy G.
No doubt about it.
Trade somebody, either be Beathard or Mullins. And I think if we do sign Tom, he has to be a backup. We have to accept the backup role with the setup.
Bill, we got to go. I like that, though. We're out of time. Tom Brady's a backup.
My girl wants to say, Shania wants to say hello.
Hi, Shania.
Hey.
How you doing tonight?
Good, you?
Awesome. Thanks for asking.
What's your shout out?
All right, you ready? Bill and Schneider.
I got a comedy for you before I go.
Real quick.
I had an argument with several Dallas fans about how their team ain't going anywhere, and they're trying to say that we're going to be like a 2-14 team. And I said, go ahead and put your money on it because we're going to shock you again. We're going back to the bowl next year.
There you go.
I know. I see you there. And you know what? It's not bad. It's not that bad being in Dallas country around all these Cowboy fans wearing the Niner gear, terrorizing them. I love it.
It's anytime you deal with a Bill, you're the guy. Our man in Dallas area. All right, Bill, we got to go. Let me see you Sunday, okay?
Bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
And let's go. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Hey, show. Come on in, man.
Yes,
it's
sir.
Your time here. Contest
How are you
all
tonight?
this stuff. I'm doing fine.
Well, I hate to break the news to the Marquis Goodwin fanboys out there. If you can't see that the writing is on the wall, maybe you should go watch another sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is a cutthroat, ruthless business, and I keep telling you this year in and year out. Do not catch your feelings up on a player, because this is running a team is like owning a bar. Players and patrons come all the time. You don't know who's they're the frequent visitors that come back a lot, and there are the ones that you try to get to know, but you don't see them ever again. And that's who Marquise Goodwin is. Like, you know what I mean?
I was wondering where you were going with that. I thought you were going to say something about your bartenders and your waiters and waitresses. And yeah, all right.
No.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know where I'm getting at? Like.
Yeah, no. It's a business, and you gotta treat it that way.
You can't let your feelings get in the way of whether or not you want to keep a player or, i.e., accidentally drafted Solomon Thomas. That's what happens when your feelings get in the way.
It's about the big picture, because I understand. I agree.
Yeah, you know, when you had Jamal Adams sitting there, Christian McCaffrey sitting there, Tre'Davious White sitting there, Patrick Mahomes even, and Kyle Shanahan did the dumbest thing. That was when we didn't have a quarterback. Did the dumbest thing of not even evaluating Patrick Mahomes. You know, like that's what happens when you let your feelings get in the way.
I know, right? So you'd be a great
Marquise
GM.
Goodwin is
because you just
Marquise
you just don't
Goodwin.
care.
Marquise
you gotta go.
Goodwin. I understand like what he was going through and everything. I do have sympathy for that, but there's a difference between sympathy and feeling. Like you can't get all of your feelings caught up in a player like that, you know, like because that's what he gets kept around too long and eats up a ton of cap space. Like when you can easily upgrade that position and give it to somebody else who's way better than him, you know. So Marquise is a goner, and as far as Jimmie Ward goes, if we're to find his replacement, I hate to break all those defensive-minded people who love drafting nothing but defense in the draft. Those players that you named are not going to be there for us.
Yeah,
that's just the way it works out in the draft. Yes, this is a receiver-rich draft class, but the main
defense always
receivers that
gets
are going to
drafted
be high.
first. Yeah.
Exactly, and offensive linemen. And this is a copycat league, and they're going to see what we did building our defense, and a majority of teams are going to start stacking up their defense.
So
you know,
I'm curious. So what are you going to get, and who are you going to get it from, as far as Marquise Goodwin? This is the thing. I know Goodwin's leaving. I just wonder where and what are we going to get?
I already told you a lot. I already told you a long time ago. It's Taylor Gabriel. You even.
But what are you going
to? Even saw those.
Where are you going to go to get rid of Marquise? I mean, where's Marquise going to go? And we're going to get a draft pick in return. You're not going to Chicago because that's where Taylor is.
Maybe,
or leaving
I don't know who the trade partners would. I don't know who the trade partners would be. Like maybe the Eagles, maybe the Packers. I don't know because they both need wide receivers, and so
that might be it. Packers, maybe.
Yeah, and as far as Jimmie Ward goes, they're not going to trust a rookie safety starting in that background when we're at 31. I'm sorry, but when you're at 31, that's really risky. They're going to find a veteran somewhere that's
because the Super Bowl window that's a critical position. Exactly.
Yes, and if they were looking at a safety. It is. I'm definitely high on Winfield, like Trey is, and I'm also definitely high on Ashton Davis, right up the street at Cal. He's extremely versatile. He's the last 3 games of his career at Cal, he played cornerback and he had 25 tackles as a cornerback and 3 pass breakups.
How about Tavares? What about Tavares? Should Tavares stay there? Do you think you can get an upgrade over him even?
You can upgrade over him even, like with the 2 players I just named from the draft. A little bit. I'm going to give you a little bit more background about Ashton Davis. He's very versatile. He had over 826 receiving yards as a kick returner. He's the MVP of their special teams at Cal. He also was a successful hurdler in track and field at Cal.
A lot of athleticism.
And he also played safety, where he had over 33 tackles and 1 interception, I believe. So that's a name to keep an eye on if we go the safety route in the draft, which I highly doubt we do, because the main position they interviewed was receivers. That's the main position you're going to see the most change at.
I saw that.
As far
they wouldn't talk to anybody else. That's all they talked to.
That's the first position they interviewed when they first landed there.
From day one.
That should be just like when last year the first positions we interviewed for were D linemen. So this year is opposite. It's receivers.
So before we go, I got a favorite guy. You already know about me and Mims, but what about Chase Claypool? Is that worthwhile?
I like Tyler Johnson more out of Minnesota and Quintez Cephas out of Wisconsin. But I do like Claypool, and I also like Pittman Jr. I think they're definitely gonna be drafting number 1 day 1 starter, and they're also gonna be drafting somebody who is got traits to start, is a really good backup, and has traits to start, and we'll see playing time. And also keep an eye out for drafting a complimentary tight end for Kittle, and also a running back in case if we lose Breida,
right.
which I highly see happening because
So-
he's so far down the depth chart that
Keep these,
they're having a tough time deciding whether or not they should keep Breida or not. So.
All right. Tell you what, give me more of this Sunday show. Show keeps. So if I were a GM, and I for some bizarre reason, one of the first guys I'd probably hire would be Show. I put him out there. Show, you're going to cover the nation, and you're going to come back with nothing but the best of picks. I keep giving him credit for Fred Warner, whom I know nothing about.
I love. This is my thing. I love the draft, man.
I noticed.
That's how you see the future. That's your future team.
Yeah,
right
you
there.
got to be able to
your
do
future
it.
starters, and you got to be able to pay attention to that. Otherwise, how you're going to know?
Yeah, you
who
end up like the Cleveland
we're
Browns.
picking or not. You know what I mean? So
I know. All right. All right, Show.
So, all right, y'all have a good night. Take care.
You too, fam.
Stay safe.
Night.
All right.
Yeah. And I didn't think about the Cleveland Browns, right? How many years in a row did the Cleveland Browns on the top of the draft list? They're almost at the top of the draft list again. Look at all those people they have. Look like they're just lights out. God, strange. IB, Indian boy.
Ronbo, what's good, family?
Fam, I'm telling you, man, I'm checking out. I'm looking at Goodwin. We all knew Goodwin was going to be decision was going to be made on him. I didn't know they was going to do it right now. They jumped up and said, right now, we're trading Goodwin, y'all. We're trading him. We're trying to find a partner right now. Kyle, I thought you said you're going to bring him into camp and let him compete. Oh, and so that's on. And then you got J-Dub sitting back on his IG center. All right, y'all, man, all them people y'all talking about, it ain't going to work, man. You need to see if you can get a fifth-round steal. He needs to be a cover safety and give Tavares my job if I can't come back. Word? I'm reading that like a dub. No, man, don't talk like this. I want you to come back. So anyway, but what are you thinking, Ivy?
As far as Jimmie Ward, man, anybody on the as far as the players go, they'll tell you Jimmie Ward is one of the funniest people on the team.
So this is more Jimmie Ward comedy.
So I learned not to buy into too much of the social media stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying?
And he stays on it too.
But what I will say about Jimmie Ward is right after the season, he said he wants to come back to the Niners. He said they got the highest bid as far as
top priority on his list
when it comes to it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't buying too much into the social media thing. He has his feelings, and maybe he's tired of other people talking to him, and the Niners haven't talked to him yet. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
I guarantee he gets tired of people on social media taking shots at him. Dub will one-on-one you in a minute. I've seen him do it. You say something about
and you
Dub,
know what? As far
he'll come at you.
As far as the critics, man, you know what I'm saying? Every time he got hurt, he was the best player in our secondary. I don't care what year it was.
For years.
Every year he got hurt, he was the best player in our secondary. So, I mean, they gave him a 1-year contract last year, and he proved it. You know what I'm saying? This year, I mean, I think he'll be decent. But what I will say is I listened to the earlier callers, man, and everybody got all these crazy ideas, man. They sound like they watch too much basketball when it comes to these packages, man. In the NFL, they don't package players like that. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
It's a one-shot deal type thing.
You're throwing out your garbage on me. I know you don't want them players.
Yeah, they don't do that in the NFL. But as far as this Marquise Goodwin thing, I think they're gonna try to trade him with the 31 to the Colts, because I heard that they was trying to ship the 31 to the Colts for a couple second-round and third-round picks anyway. So the Colts need a receiver. So if you throw Jimmie Ward on that, then we get a couple second rounds. We back into the draft and a third round. Boom. You know what I'm saying? That's more logical to me. I mean, and I think
it makes sense.
I think that comes. I think that comes from a little of talking on both sides. I think Marquise probably ready to move on, and because I'm sure they asked him to renegotiate his contract.
I bet you're right. I bet you're right.
So
I hadn't even
a
thought
little
about
bit
that.
of that is Marquise too. But I
Yeah.
know for sure that the Colts have a couple second and third round picks, and they were looking in the mock draft. They were talking about us being a partner to trade out of the 31. If not, and if we stayed at the 31, I still say defense alignment. I say DL is more important than the secondary. We still got Mosley. We still got Sherm. We still got Okello. We still got Tim Harris coming back. We still got
I forgot
DJ
about Tim
Reed Jr.
Harris. Yes, I
You
forgot all
know,
about him.
we
Can he
got
stay
more
healthy?
holes on the defensive line than the secondary.
I know, right? And
That's if we
and we're
don't
about to
bring back.
provide another one. I do not want Eric Armstead to come up all of a sudden and it's a hole. And it will be.
Right.
Armstead's, we don't have anybody that can play like him other than the guys that are on the
Right.
line with him.
I like Tavarius too, but I mean, this year would be the year for Tavarius to take over a full year all by himself.
Yep.
And that's a hard road, especially filling Jimmie Ward's shoes, man. Jimmie Ward played great for us, man.
They don't. A lot of people don't see it. You know, they talk about his past,
You know,
like that had something to do with last year and all that stuff. But you know,
our the whole team chemistry changed though, year after year after year. We had a lot of players getting hurt. Last year we had a lot of players get hurt too.
Every year,
you know?
IB, it's crazy. A lot of teams do, but look like we get hit hardest every year. The wrong people every time. I mean, Solomon Thomas never gets hurt. You know who is? And then you got he always gets hurt.
He
Dante
ain't playing
Pettis.
enough. He ain't playing enough.
No.
And I heard your comment about Breida. I don't think Breida can afford to get 15 carries because I don't think he can take
He can handle
toll.
it. He can't. He's not durable. First thing that goes out is his
Every time
ankles.
Breida get to 500 yards,
his ankle goes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with his ankles.
And I like Breida.
I do too. That boy gets
I
away.
like Breida.
Once he breaks out, goodbye. Why can't they wrap his ankles tighter or something? Why is it that his ankles always go out? Nothing but the ankles.
It came from college. He must have hurt himself in college, and you know what I'm saying.
Did you play ball? I got my ankles hurt so many times. Like I'm talking about Brady. I got so bad. I went to the doctor that one time, that last fourth or fifth time.
I tore my ACL, so I know.
Oh, but did the doctor ever tell you about your ankles? Say, you continue to sprain that ankle, it's going to become unstable. What? What's that mean? You be walking down the street, your ankle just goes out on you. Really?
Yeah.
When you're 15, 16 years old, wow. Kept on playing, though. I just wrapped it like I couldn't hardly move it.
Yeah. That's why Patrick Willis got smart. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, you know what? I want to be here for my future and have kids and whatnot. And, and it's crazy, man. I hope Jimmie Ward comes back. I heard my man earlier. I'm not trying to get too emotionally attached to it, but hopefully we don't lose him.
It's gonna be tough. I think it's money's really.
But
tough.
I think we before we go out again. I think like I said, get rid of Goodman to the Colts. We got to get a couple picks. You know what I mean? I last night or the other night when we talked, I thought we was keeping Goodwin. So
I know, let him compete. We'll see. We're just here. We're in early conversation. It may change in a week. And this next week is it. Right, man?
Right.
I'll be looking for you
All
soon.
right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. You have a good night.
You too.
All right.
Yeah. Boy. These pre reports. Not like in the olden days when Trent Baalke used to allow leaks on purpose. I don't know if anybody understands why you would allow leaks, and sometimes they think Baalke was actually manufacturing tales on purpose because he wanted them to circulate. I don't understand the benefit. Hey, John V, come on in, man.
My man, Ronbo, what's happening, brother?
Just sitting back here taking it all in, and Santa Clara is now talking about we're going to get rid of Marquise, we're going to trade him and get what we can. He's being shopped.
Yeah.
And,
what do you think? Maybe a seventh round pick?
or
I don't know what the hell is that dude worth.
Right? I don't know how they're going to get anything.
I really don't. I don't. I mean, I agree with Indian Boy, man. You can't package players. That just doesn't work. I mean,
it's not
each player
baseball
has
or basketball.
A particular value. Yeah, you know. every player's got value and upside. I mean, Dante might be worth it to somebody. They may be able to develop him a little better. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're
going to look at him.
If these guys
You're right.
leave, if these guys leave and they play well other places, that's going to piss me off.
And everybody else.
Solomon, yeah. I mean, come on, man. Go figure. We get rid of Keith. He's got a new baby. He's been blessed with a baby. He's got all that shit with the family behind him. And then he's going to go somewhere like maybe Indianapolis or maybe to, I don't know, Jacksonville or wherever the hell somebody could put him. And he's going to ball out. And we're going to be like, where the hell was this dude? But, his head was in another place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he's been distraught due to all his issues. It's unfortunate that it has that kind of a weight on what he does, but it does. And like you're saying, he doesn't have anything now. He's probably excited, his most excited man on the planet now. He's got his child.
Right.
He can go forward now.
Right. And I mean, we look like insecure. I mean, we look like insensitive assholes criticizing him up and down. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're a professional athlete. There's an expectation, and I understand we all have got problems, and we've all lost people. But I don't know. I guess you really can't put anything on that. I guess it is what it is. That's uncharted territory. We shouldn't go there. But nonetheless, Ronbo, I mean, as far as Jimmie Ward, I don't know, man. I don't know, Ronbo. Like, I was listening to Dre earlier, man, $20 million, dude, and we didn't really get much out of you. I mean, I cringed every time
guaranteed?
you hit somebody.
Yeah. Well, the problem is he only gave us, like everybody's saying, he only gave us one full season in a long time. Well, he had he's actually kept a couple. But the entire time he's been here, only a couple. And that's kind of weighs hard on people's minds as far as giving him a big payday because you can't trust that. He might go down next year.
Right. You got more injuries than picks. I mean, come on, man.
Unfortunately, I think that's true. Start the season out with a broken collarbone. Jimmy, you don't dive when you're not wearing pads. It's OTAs, for God's sakes, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know, Ronbo. That's really going to be. I wasn't too crazy about the statement that he made today. I don't know. I mean, for me, I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying, but to me, it sounds like you're greasing the wheels, man. You're just saying, I'm out, but this is what y'all should do, and if y'all want to keep me, cool. But if you don't, here's my man. And I'm not playing that. I can't. I just think that honestly, quit making statements to us. Sit down and make some leeway with your agent and try to figure out what you want to do. I mean,
good point.
I'm not too sure we want to keep him, Ronbo. I don't, man.
I wonder.
I mean,
and if not, have a plan B though. Because John, can you put a new kid behind Richard Sherman? It needs to be a Ward, an Earl Thomas, or somebody. Some of these guys.
Yeah.
Sherman requires a solid person behind him to play that safety position because he doesn't have that kind of speed anymore, nor did he ever.
Right.
And Thomas is the one who made his career. So we got to put somebody back there who knows it. I think Tavares might be okay. Can Tavares handle that job? Is he ready?
I think he can. I think he might be ready. I mean, he just made a Super Bowl run. And, I mean, he made a crucial mistake in his Super Bowl. So, I mean, he might actually bounce back from that with a vengeance. That whole team has got this revenge tour going on. Yeah. That's gonna be running deep. Yeah, they're gonna be fueled. Delpit, that ankle injury that he's got, that's you guys were just talking about ankle injuries and how they plague players for a long period of time. Delpit doesn't tackle well, and this ankle injury is a contribution to all that shit. So I don't know. I'm more concerned about maybe. I know I want Gladney, but I don't know that he'll be there. I'm not really impressed by too many of the safeties.
And Don, I haven't heard anybody that doesn't want Gladney. Watch Gladney end up being like pick number 5. The way people talk about, I got to go watch his highlights. I haven't had a chance to do that yet.
Yeah, his highlights.
Sounds like
his highlights are great, man. If you ever get a chance, Ronbo, you should. I mean, that guy disrupts every play. I mean, if he's not catching it, you're not catching it. I told you that before.
Yeah, that's right. You're the one who said that.
Disrupts passes. Yeah, he disrupts passes. So I don't know, but if he felt us, I mean, we do this weird we end up in the second day wide receiver gap. You know what I mean? Like we're always picking up Debo the way we got Pettis. I don't know, Rumble.
That's
I
true.
think we go offense. I don't know if we're gonna go all out on a safety or not.
And John, just for the reasons you just stated, Kyle is still looking for his Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? Kyle's going to do this.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do this every year until he finds that guy. That's what it's going to be. So.
And when he doesn't, Pete Carroll finds some gem in the dirt, dude.
No.
You know that dude's always finding studs late.
I mean, guys that are working at the mall, at a sporting goods store. I mean, it just amazes everybody. God. Anyway, John, I'll look for you Sunday, okay?
Yeah, brother, I'm looking forward to it. Always,
All right,
Rumble.
man.
Appreciate
Thanks,
everything
fam.
you do, man.
Hey.
Good night, brother.
All right, fam. Night. There's John.
Bye-bye.
I always love John. He always attaches emotion on all the things he says. You got to love a passionate 49er fan, and I do. It says, Aiden.
What's up, Ronbo?
Aiden, we've not talked to you in a little while. How you doing?
Good. Oh, I couldn't get on because it wouldn't let me on, so I couldn't.
I can't imagine why. Well, Aiden, I'm sorry about that. Glad you're here now. Aiden, are you thinking about? Are you talking about what we're talking about tonight? Or what's on your mind?
Well, I'm surprised that no one's said anything about Manuel Sanders, how he's done.
Well, yeah, we've been talking about him, but not necessarily tonight. But you think he's done? I mean, that's it?
No, he posted something on Instagram about like free agency thing, and then he said
sitting on the car with the jet in the background. I know.
Yeah. Agency lurking or something like that.
Who?
He said something like free agency lurking or something.
Yeah, I know. I really, he's been around for a long time, so he's got that kind of sense of humor. It doesn't hurt him. Moving on doesn't bother him. He's used to it. He's got a couple of Super Bowls. He almost won another one here with the 49ers. He probably thinks wherever he goes is where the money goes and where the potential Super Bowl's going anyway, So.
Yeah, but what do you think's going on with Jimmie Ward? Is he like saying his farewell to the fans, like, hey?
Kind of.
What,
yeah, now that you mention it.
Like, are you with us or not? Because he sounds like he's saying his like farewell, and like, oh, you should do this instead of like if you don't want me. It sounds like that.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
It's a business thing, He knows that it's possible that he might not leave. He may not know for sure. The 49ers haven't contacted him. They've contacted Eric Armstead, and they've dealt with the few picks they got the other day. But Jimmy's probably wondering, why haven't they called me? It doesn't look like they're going to call me. Maybe he's thinking, maybe they don't want me anymore. Well, if I don't come back. And so he thought, you're right. That's probably what he's thinking.
And Armstead, we have 6 more days to franchise tag in, so we gotta do something.
Yeah,
and
right.
I've been just seeing rumors, and I'm like, well, where's the official? Can we get we got 6 more days. Come on, Niners.
I know.
Come on, John. Come on.
It's worrisome. Wow. We're going to be like, if we don't hear anything before that day, we're going to be like, oh, no, they're going to do it. They're not going to let him walk. I tell you that, Aiden. He is not leaving for free. That's too much of a trade. But we can't really afford to franchise tag him. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, this is what's scary. They got to reach some kind of a deal.
Because we have a lot of guys on free agency, so it's kind of like, geez.
It's a rock and a hard place. And you know how many teams will be delighted if the 49ers just let Eric Armstead walk and they can make their own deal with him? Oh! And Aiden, you know where he's going to end up, don't you? He gets on a plane. Pete Carroll picks him up at the airport in Seattle. I just know it.
No, I know, because he knows didn't he sack like Russell Wilson in like week 8, week 9, like two or three times? So he knows
I'm not sure. I know DeForest Buckner has a thing about sacking. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, DeForest Buckner. But what did we even get? Fred Warner played good in Week 9. Never mind. I'm thinking of the wrong person.
The thing is, Eric Armstead fits the Seattle defense is similar to what we do. So he doesn't have to teach him anything. Just cut him loose. And this defense works well for Eric Armstead because we've never seen him look as good as he does now. Yeah. And that's because of this defensive system. See? So we we really need him, Aiden. We need him. I hope they can find a way.
I have a random question.
Go ahead.
Are you saying Aiden or Hayden?
Aiden, A-I-D-E-N. Is it Aiden or Hayden?
Hayden.
Oh, it's H-A-Y-D-E-N. I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Hayden, for correcting me on that. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
So Jimmie Ward.
So who do you think we're not going to get? Like, we can't get all of them.
Are you talking about the draft?
No, not the draft, the free agency.
Yeah, well, you know what? If we don't get Armstead, we may not get any of them. You know, if they're willing to let Sanders, they're going to look at value. You know, most likely they're going to weigh Jimmie, they're going to weigh Eric, they're going to weigh Emmanuel Sanders. I figure Emmanuel Sanders is probably the lightest weight on this scale, and then it's close between Jimmie and Eric. But Hayden, if I got to worry about something, maybe I could do something about my secondary, but my frontline rush is going to determine how good my secondary is for the most part anyway. Eric Armstead wins.
Yeah, obviously. And how many years do you think Rich Sherman has like the dominance?
2.
Dominance. How many years do you think? 2.
This
2
year,
or 1?
This year, and maybe next year, and that's pretty much it. We move
You know
to
what
safety.
I'm thinking? Maybe like in 2 years, maybe like he does halfway, but then it kind of gets a pull on him. Like this year, he does really good.
We're going to find out.
And then next year.
You know why we're going to find out this year? We're going to find out because most teams are going to do exactly to Sherm. They're going to attempt to do it to Sherm with both the.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you're going to see that play ran against them all day long. So we'll see. I got a feeling though, Hayden, if anybody can adjust, it's going to be Sherm. We got to go though, Hayden. No, I can't get it. Hey, let me see you Sunday.
Wait, we got to be scared though. Richard Sherman's a free agent next year. Like after next year.
So maybe we don't. Yeah. So we'll see. All right, Hayden. Good stuff.
Bye, Ronbo.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Night, fam. Okay. And let's take our. Let me bring him in.
Oh.
Like, drink that Kool-Aid, baby.
We got.
Now that's the fucking intro. Finally, the rod has come back to Ronbo Live.
Well,
what's going on, Ronbo?
Oh man, I didn't sit back here looking at the situation as it's developing. The drama, the stage is getting set already. Like Hayden just mentioned, we know we ain't got but 6-7 days to get Eric Armstead on board, and then we're hearing now they're going to trade because they're worried about the money themselves. They got to go ahead and trade and cut some salary with Marquise. And also, J-Dub, are they going to sign him or not? Are they going to say, uh-oh, y'all, we got this bag here, we got this bag here. But behind door number 1 is J-Dub. Behind door number 2 is Eric Armstead. They look around the room. Guys, pick your door. Boy, Rod, it's getting to the point you can figure this out. What's up?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Ronbo. My strong belief now, I done had some time to think this over. I think what we need to do is keep the tandem together. Okay, let's talk about your DBs. Jimmie Ward, Marquise Goodwin. Those guys do a good job with communication. I keep hearing people talk about Tavares Moore. I think it's a possibility that he could one day take over. But I think the
Not yet.
continuity of having those four guys together, your Richard Shermans, your Emmanuel Mosley, your Marquise Goodwin, and your Jimmie Wards, is something that those guys don't want to tamper with right now. I think the biggest thing is trying to just make sure we have somebody on the roster that can step in case something happens to Sherm or when it's time for him to lead the team when his contract is up. That's going to be the big key. And as far as guys like your Eric Armstead, I think Eric Armstead, he'll definitely get re-signed even if it's nothing but just a franchise tag. The main concern to me is D Ford. D Ford, he's got a big contract, and he has a injury prone track record. So either D Ford needs to do some reconstruction to his contract, or maybe view the possibility of letting him go, even if it ain't nothing but a trade. Because, I mean, you just think about it. You know, you said it yourself a couple of weeks ago.
I'm telling you.
We got guys like Ronald Blair. Ronald Blair played excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say Ronald Blair can't be a starter?
I'm telling you, D gets on my last nerve. You're right, boy. He's out there.
And, you know, you think about this too, man. The thing that kept the San Francisco 49ers top defense all season long last year until we started having those injuries was the fact that they had a healthy D Ford and a healthy Nick Bosa on both sides.
And a nice, healthy rotation. Boy, we had dudes coming off the bench, was just firing it up.
And to add to that, you know, I've been watching the chat line. I've been seeing guys throw Witherspoon under the bus. You know, Witherspoon was playing fine until the injuries.
I know.
I mean, he got injured. Not to mention, D Ford got hurt. Quan Alexander got hurt. So that stopped a lot of the pass rushing that was actually helping the secondary keep up with guys.
Yep.
So, I mean, you got to understand, you know, it's a unit thing. The defense plays together as a unit. There's not one person that's better than the next. It's those guys being able to play as a unit to get things rocked. And I think, I think the biggest concern for us is going to be that contract of D Ford, because the big question is D Ford going to be healthy or not?
To warrant all that contract, because otherwise we need to take some of that money and get somebody else that's going to be on the field. As soon as he pulls his hamstring, it never heals again, you know?
Right. And on the offensive side of the football, I make it quick because I don't want to take up too much time, but to be honest, guys, Emmanuel Sanders, as much as a lot of us like him, this is just my opinion. I could be wrong. Step in and correct me if I need to be Ronbo, but I feel like Emmanuel Sanders, the fact that he's 32, the fact that teams are going to have film on him now, and the fact that there's always a risk of injuries, I think it's more risk than reward to try to re-sign him. We've already got our number one guy now, and that's Deebo Samuel. The question that comes into play now, the question that comes into play now is, okay, and I mean, this is the real major concern between Trent Taylor, between Richard James, and between Kendrick Bourne. We need to figure out which one of those guys are going to be the guy that we're going to keep, because Dante Pettis, that's going to be a Kyle Shanahan decision down the line. Nobody knows what he's going to do. Nobody knows. Only thing we can do is speculate.
Well, you know, KB's down on the depth chart. You need your starter in there. We don't know what Jalen Hurd's going to be as far as healthy. We do know Trent Taylor can play if he can stay on the field. So, you know, that wide receiver group, the main thing that you're talking about here, though, is the fact that what's-his-name brought something to that unit that made them explode into a substantial group after he arrived as Emmanuel Sanders. I don't know what he did to him. I know they listen is for one thing because of his pedigree, but man.
Well, let me respond to that. I think that Emmanuel Sanders was simply what Richard Sherman was to the DBs.
Yeah,
he was a guy that helped guys to stay focused. I mean, I even saw him give a motivational speech to those guys talking about, you know, running your routes and things, bringing your craft to the game every week. You know, never giving up, never not giving your 110% on the field as far as your effort.
Yep.
And, I mean, as far as the offensive goes, Ronbo, you know like I know, man, this is the NFL, bro. Right now, the NFC West is the most competitive
conference in the NFL. So
ain't no rest.
I don't think it's a bad idea to think about it. We need a reshuffle at wide receiver because these guys know all of our guys individually too well. Because none of them has, outside of Debo Samuel and Emmanuel Sanders, nobody has stepped up and just like Kyle Shanahan said, stepped up and just
And
taken
establish
over.
themselves as the one. Yeah, I hear you.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
Well,
So,
fam, we got to continue on Sunday, but good stuff as always for the ride.
All right, man. It's always good to talk to you, man. And
thanks, man.
Once again, got to give your heads up, give you thanks for all of the good things that you do for the Niner fans. You give us a platform to express our voices, and we love you, man.
Ah, shucks, right? I appreciate it, fam. Thanks.
Now, can I get that shout out, baby?
And you know this. Wait, a little juice.
Get some of that juice, baby. Fans, he's about to tell us who we are. Hell yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I can tell you how much I enjoy doing that.
Boy, that was like a good punt net right there, bro. Y'all hold it down, man. We'll get the next one, Ronbo.
All right, Rod. I'll see you Sunday. Here's my man, Rod. And then there's some people call me the space cowboy. Some people call me Maurice. Hey, Maurice.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Bam, yeah, tonight it's all about, all of a sudden, they go ahead and just make it known. It's out there. We're trading Goodwin. Can you believe it?
I hear everybody talking about it.
And then you got Dub letting
Jimmie
everybody know.
Ward,
Well,
yeah.
Jimmie Ward, they ain't called me yet. So, instead of y'all picking up all them people at the draft, y'all talking about almost every day, get you a 5th round pick that can cover. And if nothing else, Tavares can have my spot. Dub! I'm amused by that. I like that stuff.
Yeah. He stood up for his boy, just in case. If
I
he
know,
goes
right?
in for some money,
If you just take the
y'all
words
got a
from...
man that they can pick in.
Yeah. So what do you think
That's
on both
all right
situations?
to me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, to me that's all right because, if this is the only 4 seasons he played, and he might this going to be my only chance to get some money. So he might leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't fault him if he decides to do that.
We're talking about Dub.
But,
you know what? Dub's got he's got an offer waiting for him in Philly. So I'm wondering, I don't think he's really crazy about going to Philly. He wants to come back to San Francisco, but he said he ain't going to come back for no chump change, I guess. I don't know. I just wonder.
You know what I'm saying? What did chump change? What, $8 million for 4 years?
No, I think he'd go for that. That's a long contract. And, give him a nice guarantee.
Yeah, about 15, 20
At
million
least.
guaranteed.
Yeah, somewhere between, 15 shouldn't bother nobody, right? As far as giving that to him.
Right.
Because you tell him, listen, we know you, and we know that there are times when you can't play an entire season. Now, we've had a lot of faith in you all the time.
Right, a point that where we can drive the dollar down, you know what I'm saying? Because he has been playing for a season, so,
And Parag is going to write some stuff up in there anyway that lets him out of the contract.
Right.
Should things go south with Dub, we'll see. We'll find out. We got to find out soon. We only got a week. That's why he's writing those kind of notes, I think.
Right. I think a lot of everybody that's throwing a lot of stuff out there, they try to see what's going to stick on the wall in the media, you know what I'm saying, just saying words out there. But behind the scenes, I think they already kind of know what they want to do and how they're going to go about doing it.
I think you're right.
And they just, to me, when we draft, we can't get no defensive player that we want. Go back to the line and get the best offensive line of tackle for that 1st round pick at 31. Because we're going to need that if we're going to give up some of this speed and get a new guy to come in and play wide receiver and stuff like that. So you're going to have to protect up front.
Yeah. Because
teams gonna
that
come
last
after
throw
us.
in the Super Bowl, people get mad because Jimmy overthrew that ball, but he was under a hell of a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he was on some pressure. Then the play before that, the guy jumped up trying to bat the ball down. So Jimmy
Yeah.
really trying to wait
And you're
until
supposed to have
the
that.
play develop. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right. And you're supposed to have him
That's
scared to put
exactly
his
what he was
arms up.
trying to do.
Yeah, break his ribs.
Right.
But he throw his arms
Right.
up again, bust him up. Don't let him keep doing that. How
Right,
many times did he
right.
do that?
Mhm.
God.
Right.
So, yeah.
They wasn't calling the game right anyway, so you might
Yeah.
as well just
Right.
throw a little mid-second shot, keep them down a little bit.
Yeah. Take that
But
midsection
you know what I'm saying?
out.
Yeah. But now, if they trade Goodman, I hope they get something real valuable for it, because you ain't going to find that speed nowhere. The only person that got it, speed like that we can see it and everybody know it, and that's who we played against.
Oh, Tyreek
You
Hill?
see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
right. Who else got that type of speed that you have to expect so you sit on the field?
Actually, Taylor Gabriel's a 4.2. The
Yeah,
and,
for the Lamb. Yeah,
he's with the Bears, but the Bears are getting rid of him for some reason. I don't know why. He got hurt, and he decided that's it for him. There's not a lot of speedsters around the league.
If he getting hurt, and the Bears gonna let him go,
That means he must really be
he's a bad locker room guy,
or something, right?
Or yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? His speed is dropping, and injury is worse than what it is.
Yeah, because the Bears got a lot of issues. I don't know why they'd be letting, but they be getting ready to because they don't have any money. It could have been a cap casualty, and Taylor Gabriel was just the last guy on the list. My guess.
But see, if he come this way, it's still gonna be a cap, because he gonna want some money if he good.
Yeah. Parag, something though, Maurice, anything the 49ers want to do, they can get it done. If they're not real crazy about something, they're not going to finish the deal. Parag has a way with Matt that's almost magic. He can make it happen if he wants to play it, really, which is why I'm pretty sure they're going to take Eric Armstead and get him in. Everybody else, I don't know.
Because I'm telling you, man, the way I see football and how when you have a successful season that first year and you come back that next year, it's going to be a lot harder.
Oh, yeah.
Teams got tape on you and what you like to do.
And seeing your
you can't
weaknesses,
just
that's the
sit.
worst thing. They see what you,
Right. So, you got to fill those holes in. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, if we lose Eric Armstead, you got the other guy that can come in and step up. That might can buy you some leeway, because you got Debo, not Debo, but Bosa and
oh yeah, the D line.
On the D Ford.
D Ford, yeah.
Yeah, that might can buy you some time to see what that Thomas can do right there.
But yeah.
So if you can't sign him, you can't get the money.
Yeah, no, we got to get D Ford to stay out there. But Maurice, we're gonna go. Hey, Maurice, let me see you Sunday, okay? Be looking for you.
Oh yeah.
All right, fam. Have a great night too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you,
All right.
fam.
Shout out to all the 49 fans, man. Out there.
All right. Here's Maurice. Here's $2, $3, $4, $5, $20. Not 2 cents. Hey, John, thanks, John. I've never seen this guy.
hey, Ronbo.
Yes.
How do you know what I'm saying? I be seeing guys on the side, they might see like $2, $3. How do you do that?
Oh, that's a super chat. I believe you'll see that right at the top, I think. Yeah. I've never, you know what? I just thought it's a super chat. I've never where it's located on your phone. So you can check it out. But Maurice, I'm going to have that information for you next time. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, you know, so I don't mind tipping a little bit. I be liking the conversation anyway, so
Well, thanks,
everything
Maurice.
costs. You know what I'm saying? There for free. Yeah.
All right. I never solicit because I've seen people do that. I always think it's, but I'll find out for those who want to do that. Thanks, Maurice. Appreciate it, fam. All right. Have a good night.
It's all good, Romo. Yeah.
Thanks, fam. All right. Yeah, I've never seen it. I know about Super Chat, but I've never looked at where it's located. Hey, a big show. Thanks, fam. This is Matt LaFleur, a perfect trade partner. See? Who said, oh, that was you, Show, who said maybe a trade with the Packers? Of course. Can utilize Goodwin in his offensive system because it's similar to what we do, given he runs a similar scheme. Plus, Kyle has a good relationship with Matt, and you know this. It just depends on what the Packers are willing to give up as far as stock. You know, because, boy, I tell you, currency is a thing in the NFL. I'm talking about draft picks and all that stuff. Hey, there he is. It's the Iron Sheik.
Oh, man.
Sheik. Come on in, man. We're having fun tonight.
I'm here.
We're having fun with our guys tonight. And some of the guys that you've always enjoyed down through the years, Sheik. It was really funny because we're looking at these guys and they rose to a certain level of prominence. And now, Jimmie Ward is like at the peak of his game, but there's still trust issues. People don't. Dub came in and gave us 1 year, but are we going to give him a multi-year contract just so we can watch him sit around for the next 3 or 4 years, or however long the contract is? And then you got Marquise Goodwin. He's had his child. His mind is clear. He's straight. Let's go. And then everybody, no, man, no. Let's go ahead and see if we can let Marquise Goodwin go. You know, well, Sheik, where are you at on these things?
Well, there's a lot of things going on in the draft. There's a lot of stock coming up and down. And Jimmie Ward, he's definitely he improved from the past with his injuries. Got really healthy.
Yeah.
He did step up. We got to give him his props on that. But at the end of the day, we need to talk about the future, Ronbo. And there's guys that possibly might fall to it. It's actually not a bad safety class. Del Pitt. McKinney, I'm not worried about because he's going to be early in the first round.
Wait, real quick, Sheik. Wait. What is your opinion of Del Pitt?
I think he's a ball hawk. He's a leader. He's aggressive. He just needs to work on his tackling a little better. But other than that, he's definitely He's top 10. But he could improve that. That's fixable. That's a thing about lacking on fixing, because there's a lot of guys that have issues of tackling, but he has the mental. That's what's going to be. That's easy to fix.
Yeah, if you have the mentality, to learn. It's all about commitment and business decisions. He may have been doing that show in order to stay healthy for the draft. You never know. It would be a stupid thing to do, but still.
Yeah, and his injury, he might be falling to us. There's a possibility because all these tacklers are going to be ahead of him. There might be a team that really wants a hungry for a quarterback.
Yeah.
If he falls, you have to take that card and give it to Goodell, and you just give it to him, because we've been lacking. Last time we had a free safety was Eric Reed. That's a long time.
Yeah, and their style has changed. Yeah,
it's changed exactly. And he's fast. I prefer him than any safety. He's just a leader at the end of the day. But if he's gone, Ronbo, there's another guy I like. You might shock a lot of people. Is Jonathan Taylor, running back from Wisconsin? He's a 4.39 running back. He has great speed. He has potential to be a really good running back in this league. LT, Liz Hamilton loves him.
But can you tell me about his injuries? Guys who run that fast usually have hamstrings that are just waiting to pop. Is he got injury issues in his history? Because as a running back,
no, he does not.
How big is he?
What I heard, nothing. He's 5'10". He's 223 pounds.
Whoa!
And yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's like, they kind of compared him to like Saquon's 40 time. I think he had a similar style.
Saquon's got that kind of size. This guy must be built like an animal.
Yeah, he's pretty built, Ronbo. He's aggressive, and he finds those holes.
Or he makes his own holes. Something like that can move at that speed. Good Lord.
Well, I just could see like Moser and Taylor together, and I have a feeling Tevin Coleman might be he might get cut, unfortunately, to save cap and then to save these other guys that we need to have, like Armstead and et cetera.
Yeah. I said you to him in Atlanta, so yeah, he's probably getting used to that. Running backs, this is their life, How many teams has Carlos Hyde been with since he left us?
Let's see, like 3.
You got to think about it, don't you?
Yeah. Was it Houston, Kansas City? Oh, man, that's too many. But I kind of did like Carlos had before when he was with us, and then I was like, what the hell? He's missing so many holes. Like he's pissing me off. I'm glad he's not on this team.
He just had no vision.
I'm glad,
Yeah.
No vision at all, unfortunately. But Ron, but like there's a lot of guys that could fall to us. Like I really like Justin Jefferson. If we trade back with the Colts, and I'm hearing the Colts are wanting to come back. If that's true with the Goodwin thing, do it. If Delpit's not there, we need to get because the thing is, Ronbo, our team, we could just grow them as a player when they're ready. We don't need to just say, oh, it's a need, we got to get it. No, just get the best available player. Doesn't matter what position they are, just get them.
And make sure you get something called, don't do like Trent Balk used to do when we had a front line of killers, and Balk says, I'm looking in the future. I'm picking up players that I think I can develop within a couple of seasons. It's not about getting that high-round draft pick that's going to ask me for a lot of damn money after his contract expires. That's Trent, but you can tell what he was doing. Guys sitting on the bench, remember how Sheik, we were hoping that nothing would happen and they would have to come in? Yeah. Oh, man.
Right.
God, Trent.
Remember Marcus Lattimore? Trent is the reason why we got him.
Right. What's that big tackle?
And he was bad.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when that big tackle sat on the bench, Tony, oh, he had three names, three letters in his name, something blah, Tony. And I kept wondering, he went a whole season, got $1 million, and played 2 snaps. I said, Trent, you know what? You need your ass kicked about that. Gerard, Tony, Gerard. You know what I mean? You remember that guy? Yeah. God,
yep, I do.
Terrible.
Yep. Yeah. Balky's the worst GM I ever seen, Ronbo. How you miss? He had so many guys that we could have got, like the Aldon Smith. He was good the first 2 years. He could have got J.J. Watt.
Oh, I know everybody. But they were good. He was just as good as JJ in the first season, and we didn't know he was crazy. That's the only thing.
He's nuts. And that's why. And the thing about this regime, Ronbo, this first year, no issues, no arrests, no drug issues.
They screen their players. And, you can get good players that don't have issues. They're out there. But a lot of people say, well, you want a good ball player, you want a great citizen. What you going to take, man? Because you can't get both. Yeah, you can. We proved it. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah, Ronbo. And that's why I'm glad that we didn't get Quentin Williams as well, because I know a lot of guys in the Ronbo chat in the past in the draft wanted to get him. This is, he made a bonehead. He's got a bad character. Let me just get that straight. He's not a bad character. He just made a bonehead move. Because why would you have even permit on the gun? Why would you take that in the airport? What I'm hearing?
Whoa.
That was stupid.
Wait. Quentin Williams?
What?
Are you talking about Quentin Williams?
You didn't know about?
He did that?
Yeah, Quentin Williams. Yeah.
No, I didn't know about that.
He got it. What? Yeah, he had like a permit gun, and I guess he went to the airport. What I'm hearing.
See.
And then he got in trouble because of that.
See this? Good. I'd be livid as soon as I heard about that. God,
you're lucky.
See? Oh, okay. Ooh, I don't know what these guys are thinking. Man.
Anyway. And another thing. Let me just say this before I go around, because I know you have you want to enjoy your weekend and all that. But how much I have love for Trey and Big Show, but get off the Brady train. He's 42 years old. His 2019 stats are falling. Come on, guys. This is Jimmy Garoppolo. He's 23-6. Get it together. Trey's been saying he's the light. No, he's the old Trey. Come on, man.
Don't even stress. I promise. I would guarantee. I'd stake a lot on it.
I guarantee.
Jimmy G is not. The 49ers are not entertaining that madness any more than they were. Remember AB? Everybody said AB, and everybody got mad. The 49ers didn't even think about it. So they didn't address it. This is the same thing they're doing now.
Yep.
They're looking at the absurdity of the whole thing, and they're saying, you know what? Let's not give that any life. Let's just keep moving. And they did. And they're going to do the same thing here. They already told you Jimmy G's their guy. What else do you need here? Well, they're probably not telling the truth. Why would they lie about that? Does it make any sense to lie about that? No.
And the address about Jimmy Garoppolo and John Lynch in the combine. He's our guy. We're committed to him. Boom.
You know,
Turn the
Sheik,
page.
you got a quarterback that you can see he's got talent. He's been with you one season. I'm going to get rid of him after one season. You can see he's got skill. He's got talent. He's got leadership qualities. The whole locker room loves him. And I'm going to get rid of him for what? So I'm going to bring Tom Brady here, and he can struggle to learn the offense. He takes a year, because contrary to popular belief, Tom Brady's not going to come in and just segue smooth and easy into Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. And then the other guys on Twitter, well, you know what? Kyle could actually design an offense that Tom could operate in. Why do you think Shanahan got famous for what he does? You come in, you learn his system. You don't come in and he tailors a system for you. So, you know, there's a lot of stupidity behind the whole thought. But we're going to get it straightened out here in a couple of weeks, Sheik. Next week, in fact. I can't wait.
It's all wrong. We're going to figure it. We're going to laugh and we're just do us and that we've been doing, man, because we're 49ers and we do faithful and we've been committed to each other, man. But anyways, Ronbo, shout out to the next call. Shout out to Ronbo Chat. Shout out to Will, Big Show, Trey. All love to those guys because we want to make this fun together. Faithful, hit that like for Ronbo Sports, sub, share it, and download the Ronbo's app because I know one caller was asked, how do I call? Download Ronbo's app and follow the steps and you can follow it as well.
Thanks,
shout out to everybody.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys letting people know about that too. All right. Sheik, have a great night, fam. Look for you Sunday.
You too. Go Niners.
Thanks. Also, hey, JT.
What's up, Ronbo?
JT, man, check it out here, man. We're looking at the Marquise Goodwin and J-Dub situation. Dub's signing out in some respects, and Marquise is. Someone said, it's probably true too. Somebody said Marquise is probably okay with this. He probably actually, the 49ers probably came to him and said, well, we're considering this and this. And Marquise said, well, whatever you can do. If you want to move my contract, I give you my blessing on that, no problem. And it's probably did what happened. And now we're looking at the situation we're looking at. But JT, what's your feeling on all of this?
I think that's a highly possibility. If you think about it, they want to leave. You gotta let one go to sign another.
Yeah. And Marquise probably felt left out from last year anyway. Doesn't want to go through that anymore. Yeah, because the 49ers seemed to have less use for him last year. Because I think he was healthy, JT. They had him on the sideline. Sometimes it was a non-injury thing. He was just on the sideline because they didn't want to dress him up.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't remember him getting hurt.
I didn't either. That's why they said he was injured. From what? I couldn't understand. Yeah. I still don't understand. Save face? Maybe they mentioned he's injured. I don't understand. When did he get hurt?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think it's time to move on. It's time to move on, Ronbo. Gotta let these younger receivers have their time to shine.
Yeah, because Debo's going to be the go-to guy next year. You can see it already. George and Debo are going to be one of the best tandem wide receiver tight end situations in the league. And then you get players sprinkled around. Now, if Trent Taylor comes out of that slot, JT! We're going to have – that's going to be an offensive court.
I got this feeling about Jalen Hurts this year, Ronbo.
Like what?
He's going to be the man who's going to be boxing defenders out. I could see it, Ronbo.
If he could just – that back is not going to be a bother. Yeah, I agree.
I'm telling you, nobody wants to see the 49ers this year. I am telling you, the run game is going to be
not fully healthy. If we get Ronnie Blair back, if D4 can stay on the field, we sign the other guy. Anyway,
Demontre Moore.
Demontre, you know what I'm talking about. Let's say you keep him. And now I got Jalen Hurd and I got Trent Taylor back. Debo's doing the Debo. And George is doing the George. I got Mostert up front tearing people up. The offensive line is moving people out as Weston Richburg's back. There is no team in NFL better than that one.
Hey, Ronbo, me and my buddy at work today, we were discussing something today. Which running back, if you had to keep, if we keep, if we're going to let Jerick McKinnon go, because, if he comes back, even if he does come back, he ain't going to be the same Jerick McKinnon from what he was with the Vikings.
Right? I don't know.
You're right. He's not. Possibly. So, we need to part ways with Jerick McKinnon, and we need to sit here and really think about who do we want to keep in the stable of the running backs.
I know, right?
I want to keep Jeffrey Wilson. We got to have Jeffrey Wilson on the squad. We got to have Jeffrey Wilson.
Right.
But we got to have Raheem Mostert,
2,
Jeffrey Wilson,
3,
Matt Breida.
Wait a minute. Wait. 1 and 2, Jeffrey Wilson, Mostert, because I counted 3. That was 2. Who's your third one? Matty B? 3.
Or Tevin Coleman.
OTC. Okay, that's 3, 4. That's 4.
Yeah.
That's all you can keep. If you're getting rid of Jerick McKinnon. But I do worry about Matty B being in the doghouse. Kyle put him in there with no bowl of food or water and just, let him just sit there and die. I don't understand. Can you explain what happened between Shanahan and Matty B? I don't understand. He didn't give him any more chances. I understand the fumble thing, because I think he fumbled 3 times within 4 games or something crazy.
It was weird. Me and my buddy was talking about that. We don't know what was going on with Matty B. We've been talking about that even during the season, during the playoffs, even before the playoffs. We were just like, okay, maybe he's just saving him because we want to keep him healtty.
Right, everybody used that one, saving him for the playoffs. And the playoffs came.
Yeah.
We still saving him? We're saving it for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl comes. Where's Matty B?
I don't know if there's a lingering injury with Matty B or if he's just not playing ball like Matty B.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna find out because it's time to renew his contract.
Who would you rather let go? I think what the question was, would you rather let go of Matty B and let's give Matty B another shot, or would we rather just keep McKinnon?
Okay, for me, Matty B deserves better. But I got to tell you, JT, I got a feeling the 49ers, they want to see what McKinnon can do.
That's what I'm saying. They want to see what he can do. They invested all that money, but why take the risk of seeing what he's going to do this year when he's going to be coming off that injury? He's not going to be that explosive.
He's going to get tested and examined. They ain't going to do it unless they think they can get away with it. We'll see.
There was even a rumor saying that he may not even make it. Like he may retire from this injury. That he may not even.
But because you remember, what's his name over in Minnesota, Dalvin Cook tore his leg up, and last year he tore the league up. So these injuries can be getting over. I don't know how far along he is, but they're going to want to see. They don't want to get rid of him. You can tell that, or they would have done it already. So we'll see. Anyway, fam, we're going to go, and I'll look for you Sunday.
I want to say one more thing.
Real quick.
What's up with Jason Verrett?
He only had a 1-year contract. It's over.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah,
all right, well.
All right.
Well, I hope
every now and then everybody
mentions another shot, but
at least I think so. I could be wrong. All I know is he had a 1-year deal, and nobody's saying a word about him. I'm just assuming. So we'll see.
Right. I hope he gets another shot, man. Let's give him another shot.
Maybe.
All right, Ronbo, I'm out.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
Niner Empire. Have a good night. Thanks for the platform.
Thank you, fam. All right. Well, let me go over and see what's going on here before we're saying that. Edgar Escoli says, and now the bros, we are here to disturb everybody with a bang by bang. Well, I like that. Bang by bang. the 49ers take a team apart. See, because on paper, if you bring back all those injured players, fam, for the first 5 or 6 weeks before we get... That's why I said, if the 49ers stay healthy, the first 10 in a row, it's Niners. It's not about anything more than who's going to stop them. Look at the whole schedule. Who the hell's going to stop them? There's nobody on it. And the only thing that can beat the 49ers again is going to be the 49ers. Jimmy G's got a year of experience. People who think Jimmy G's going to come in and suck are going to be in for a rude awakening. You got Debo. Some of the kids have matured. What if Trent Taylor comes back and he's healthy? You got a menace out of the slot. You got George Kittle. You got Debo. You only need those 3 guys. Now, what if Jalen Hurts looks good? KB has changed. He can contribute and contribute big suddenly. In the red zone, look out. Here comes 84. So that's what I'm saying. The offense is going to look a lot better than it did last year. It was a work in progress. So that's not going to be the case. And Richard, I'm one of those that don't want Delpit, and McKinney has a terrible combine. Xavier? I didn't pay that attention. McKay Creative says they think Jimmy will be traded for a first round and we grab Brady and pick up a top quarterback. Hell to the no. People need to get over this madness of Jimmy G just suddenly leaving for no known reason, other than the fact that people don't like him. Now, I understand that. People just don't like Jimmy G, so they're coming up with all these fantasy actions that are not going to happen. Get over it. Hey, John B says, am I the only person in the Ronbo family that wants to see Jay McKinnon after the injury setback? And do we remember how sick he was? He's a gadget player that dude could catch. We never had that threat. John, this is why I know the 49ers, they do not want to get rid of McKinnon. They do want to see what he's like. So, yeah. Big J says we're terrible at kicking punt returns. See, you know what? Somebody already said this, but Dante's kind of fragile. I'd love to see him in that role, but Pettis needs a move to take over those duties. And then if you give him a contract and he's injured, you got to pay him the whole contract. The 49ers are probably scared to death about that. And Collie Young says, Mosley or a spoon? I'm rolling with Mosley. Watch Dante coming to camp, though, looking like gangbusters again. Richard Hart says, if we draft a DB, I hope it's another corner that Richard Sherman can mentor. Yeah. What if we got this guy Gladney everybody's talking about? Yeah? Can you imagine? Kiki Warren says, what up, Not a Faithful fam and the haters? I knew last year was for Goodwin. As soon as I seen him and his wife's podcast, they didn't or don't talk enough football on their plus he can't stay healthy. Yeah, the Goodmans don't talk about no football, do they? Yeah. Jaguaro56 says, have Tavares Moore start at free safety, get a free safety in the later rounds like Kyle Duger or Jeremy Chin. Hey, Jaguaro are those guys good cover safeties? Ward has actually suggested get a guy that can cover. Goldminer 49er says, Jimmy Dub, not that bad, but the money wasn't completely the best, I'd say. More like 17 mil. For what length of time? I don't know what they're going to offer J-Dub. They like him a lot. Remember one thing about Jimmy Dub and our coaching staff. They really like him. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Daniel says, I wouldn't doubt between the draft and undrafted players that Kyle drafts and signs 2 to 3 receivers. I'm telling you, Kyle is a man on the mission, fam. When it comes, every year, Kyle's eyes light up. I mean, Kyle told John before they got in the car, all right, John, you know what we're doing here, right? What are you talking about? I mean, I need a receiver, John. I'm looking for that constant fear guy. Debo needs one guy to help him, and we're all set. And next year, we can do. I understand. Go ahead, Kyle. Let's go. I can just see that conversation. Kyle's hell-bent on getting this one elusive guy. And this is the year if you're going to do that. You know, Mark Duggan says nobody's trading for Goodwin because his one skill is speed. And the 49ers need speed. If we don't want him, who really would? That's a good point, Mark. Speed is a premium in the NFL. There's a lot of speed guys in the NFL, though, in the draft this year. 4.3 is almost becoming something you can find every year in the draft. But they don't, for some reason, 4.3 speedsters have health issues normally. So unless you really do go ahead and get a greyhound dog that can run that fast and doesn't have any effect on his body, or a cheetah, and I'm not talking about a cheetah by name, I'm talking about a real cheetah you got to run out in the jungle and get, they're all going to tear their muscles up. I don't think the human body's not designed or built to move at that speed and stay healthy, you know? Because all these guys get hurt. All of them. Every speedster you ever seen is going to pull up lame sooner or later. Mark Duggan says, Commentron, first-round pick should definitely be a cornerback. Richard Sherman is getting older, and Emmanuel Mosley is still an unknown in regards to consistency. Yeah, okay, I can buy that. And Little Roberto. Hey, what's up, Robert? Family. Little Roberto? Is that our Roberto? The stomach Roberto? It was okay. All right. Coach Timo, I think Claypool is there for us in the second round if we can get something for or trade with Miami or someone on other players like Solomon Thomas, as they need DL there. All right. Also, he says we got to be realistic about our players, not jumping like a dog at squirrels every time someone comes out with a rumor or overreacting when people tweet stuff. Warren's right about more, though. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. You know, you need a guy that's experienced in the scheme as far as the safety goes in particular. These are the guys that froze quarterbacks up so they couldn't find anybody to throw at all the time. And immediately the defensive line, oh, you ran out of time, son. Sorry. Bam. Oh, God. And Coach also goes on to say, he says, I already told you about Taylor on Twitter. No injuries, 5'10", 229. He may be that guy that was so enamored with. Did he go to the combine? Because there's one guy that's got this incredible explosion. Every time he reminds the guys. I remember Jimmy Lassiter back. Man, every time we played against Monterey High, I just think, man, that dude comes out of. Lassiter was as wide as he was tall, right? And he had these explosive movements. And if you miss on the first shot, Lassiter's gone. He was ideal physique, and he was fast. Had legs a lot like Saquon. So when you hit him, it better be a precision hit, or you're going to be made to look bad. People in the stands, you know how they are. Ooh, I hate that. Anyway, he says, Coach Timo Sands, and I also mentioned Akers from Florida State, 5'10", 224, 4 speed. Yeah. I don't know if the 49ers is going to go for a running back, though. Is that what we need, though? We got a lot of running. We got to throw some running backs away. To improve, though, is something. Remember that kid we had last year in the preseason? A cannonball? Same kind of runner. Quick, explosive. He was as tall as he was wide. And these guys got that sense of balance. You knock him, you hit him, you think they're down. They rock over to one side just before their arm hits, and they rock back up from the torso. You look at it and say, damn! I hit that dude with enough force to kill him, man. He's getting up on my stuff like it wasn't nothing. You know, these are the dudes you hit him on top of the shoes. Legs are like pistons because they all run with the knees are coming up and hitting the elbows. You get in the way and it'll knock you to, I'm talking, man, it's a business decision you make even when you're in junior high school if you run into those dudes, man. So, you know, those kind of running backs are effective. We had one of those guys. Hey. Ant-Man Felix. You guys remember that safety the Raiders drafted in the first round that likes to hit and how he got injured in the first game? Who is that? Safety. Because I've been checking out the Raiders other than to mess with the fans. Anyway, so fam, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go do whatever you got to do. Food is always a part of the plan, right? Anyway, hit that like, fam. Don't forget that. And I'll see you Sunday. Wait a minute. Do that every morning. I'm telling you, it feels great. See you Sunday.